Welcome to the first ever episode of the Fantasy Hockey Dummies podcast. My name is Steve Butlin, and clearly with our title, we're not professionals, but like many other Torontonians, we are hockey crazy, and it's just in our DNA here. So here with me for the pod is my co-commish and co-host, Chris Theodoro, a.k.a. Pats. Pats with Shaken.
What's going on?
Why are you the Pats?
Because my team is the St. Pats, because you're the motherfucker that took the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's right, yeah. We're actually, we are the co-commish of our own little Fantasy Cup Hockey League, where I started this, 6 years ago, and clearly I took the Leafs right away, so the other Leaf homer in the room took the St. Pat, so that's sure. But, I'm sure we'll probably talk a lot about our own fantasy hockey league in this podcast, and in every fantasy hockey league that I've ever been in, there's always been like that one bad apple, the shit talker that, either you hate them or you really hate them, and for us, that's you.
Yep, that is me.
Yeah,
proud of it.
So, I know that you've told me a couple of times, but you got to tell the people listening here a little bit about fantasy hockey etiquette. And maybe a couple of the stories that you've had to deal with.
As you know, like the Fantrax one that we use, we've got our chat room.
Fantrax is sick.
Fantrax, yeah, and we have you can send private messages to other GMs, and it's called Red Chat.
Yeah, the Red Chat.
Your stuff goes in red.
Right, but is this in our league, or was this in a different?
This is probably both.
Right. Okay. Fuck.
Now the other league where there was one GM that just was completely being a dick, sending Red Chat messages, and then would put stuff in the room and then delete the messages so nobody else could see it. So I would screen cap everything. And send it off to the commission. Go, look, This is what this guy's doing.
Right.
Being a little asshole. Needless to say, I didn't last long in that pool because I hated everyone. Except for the ones that were in our FCHL
right,
pool.
Yeah. Well, you were telling me a story a couple weeks ago about how you said something to somebody, like you chirped him a little bit, and then he got all defensive, and then people started emailing you.
This was on the pro boards.
Okay.
Because this other pool, it's all done on the pro boards, which is a pain in the ass.
What are pro boards?
It's basically like, instead of having your own chat room,
right,
and everything's all in one, everything's still in one place, but you got to go in, you got to sign into these pro boards, you post what you say. It's not live. It's like, you post a comment like, "Hey, I'm looking for left winger."
Why aren't these donkeys fucking using Fantrax?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I've been doing it for the last couple months, and I was the expansion team, so I'm Vegas,
right,
in that pool. So then I had to draft my team from a shitstorm of players that these guys left unprotected,
right,
and then you got to put up your trade block, and then you got to message onto the pro boards if you want to put a guy on long-term injury reserve, and I'm like, why can't I just do this?
Like, yeah, why can't
you just go to the
button?
website and do it and go put it here myself? Nope, you got to tell the commish this, you got to tell the commish that. So there's all this stupid shit on these pro boards. So now there's one guy that just, for whatever reason, doesn't agree with the way I'm running my team. Now, this team was going to be
Hold on
30th.
a second. How old are you? Yeah, like you're an adult. Right?
I have a feeling this guy's probably about 14.
Right. No, but still, it's like you're an adult. You're playing fantasy hockey for fun.
Fake
hockey, fake GMing, and they have an issue with how you're running.
Yeah, he didn't think that I was running it properly. That I should be being patient, and I should, collect draft picks and prospects and blah blah blah. And
but you're Trader Pat.
No, I know, and I'm the most fucking impatient person on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this guy. So I go out and I trade for fucking Drew Doughty.
Right.
I trade for Pecorine. I get all these, because the guys on my team were absolutely, my best player was fucking Andrew Cogliano.
Right.
That was my best player,
right,
who I traded because he's shit. So we go in, and I post this trade. I don't even remember what the trade was now. It might have even been the Rene deal. and it was literally a first-round pick. That's where Cogliano went. First-round pick, second-round pick, Andrew Cogliano for Pecorine.
Done.
So I'm like, yeah, I need a goalie. Here we go. So this guy starts chirping about how I'm managing my assets, and I'm like, the fuck's your problem? The commish of that league, these like the Florida Panthers or something, I don't know, whatever.
Right.
He's like, why are you so worried about Vegas? And this guy's like, I don't agree with this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? So I emailed the commission. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, what is he doing? He's like, oh, I don't know why you're so interested in your team. So he thinks that because I'm not doing it the way, and by the way, this guy's team is shit. Obviously, like his team's worse than mine, and I had to draft from the scrap heap.
Right.
So, and this guy's been, I don't know how long he's been in the league. So he starts chirping me, and I chirp him back, and blah, blah, blah. And the commish is like, okay, that's enough.
Well, what'd you say to him?
I didn't even really, I just said, basically mind your own business. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but
I'm
what
like,
did you actually say to him?
Exactly that. Because it's on the pro boards, I was tame. Right. I didn't say fuck. I didn't say cock. I didn't say anything stupid. So I just said, you know what? Mind your own business. I know what I'm doing. Right. I go, just like I said to you before, because I had a private message with this guy. And I said, just mind your own business. Sure. I know what I'm doing. Trust me.
Right.
So this fucking guy, he keeps on going. And then the commish comes back and he's like, all right, guys, that's enough. You're going to get what did he say? You're going to lose a draft protection slot. I don't even know what the fuck a draft protection slot is in this pool. I really have no idea. I'm just kind of there.
So you don't know what you're doing?
I don't know. I know what I'm doing with my team.
So basically this guy was right the whole time.
I know what I'm doing with my team. I don't know what these protection slots, all this other bullshit. Because we don't have that in our pool. We draft guys. We keep our teams. In our
pool, we have people. You just need to be committed. You just need to be, checking. You need to set your lineup. Our thing is like we have a 48-hour trade rule where it's like if you can't get back to the guy in 48 hours and like you're not.
Yeah, everybody has email now.
Right, yeah.
So it should be that it pops up on your phone. It's
48 hours.
I fucking see some guy update his trade block right away. I'm like, what do you want for this guy?
Right, yeah, I know. That's usually the text messages I get from you.
That's what I said. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, no, you don't get them from me because your fucking trade block sucks ass. It's a bunch of fucking nobodies.
Well, it's because I got a lot of somebodies on my squad, man.
I looked at your squad today.
It's fucking
in
sick.
Preparation, and it's shit. You have fucking Colton fucking Sissons or whatever as one of your centers. Get the fuck out of here.
What are you talking about?
Who's one of your centers? Real shitbag.
What's your get over here and help me out with my with your Wi-Fi here.
What? Get the Jesus Christ.
My team is sick. My centers are Bergeron. I have Backstrom. I have Sean Monahan.
You have Bergeron sitting on the fucking waiver wire.
No, he's on the IR
click
because
this fucking thing. How do you click it?
There. Bam. I put the password in and shut up.
I'm close enough here for you to suck my dick.
Actually, the way that you're leaning over me, you could be sucking my dick. Well, quickly, why don't we get off topic here for a second? Just talk about our goalies because who do you have in net? Who are your attendees this year?
They actually beat yours last year.
Who are they?
Ranta.
You have Ranta?
I have Ranta.
Okay, he's good.
Yeah, I have Kudobin that I got from you for a second round pick.
First round pick.
Was it a first round pick?
Oh,
like 2021. Who gives a fuck?
No,
it's going to be 20th overall anyway, or 19th maybe. Anyway,
yeah, probably not.
But yeah, so I got Kudobin. Are you sure it was a first round pick?
First round pick.
I swear it was a second. I'm gonna fucking look that up right now.
No, don't even bother. You're wasting everybody's time right now.
No, I'm looking it up because fuck you.
All right, well, you're wasting everybody's time.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I have him. I have Ranta, and I have the Florida tandem.
Right, that's where I was going with
Luongo and Reimer.
Exactly.
What's the problem there? Luongo was like 4th in fucking goals against average last year before he got hurt.
Before they got hurt, the hurt being the key part.
Oh, you got hurt.
Yeah, he's going to get hurt again. Yeah. And Reimer's going to get hurt, and he's no good. You better go overpay for Michael Hutchinson like you did for Anton Udobin.
No.
Yeah. Well,
I know, but Scouts has Hutchinson, so Scouts is a fucking gong show, first of all.
Yeah.
And that guy would be like, give me 3 firsts for Hutchinson.
Sorry,
he's
Scouts, got nothing to back you up here,
yeah,
buddy.
you're shit, Scouts.
I
hope you fucking hear this, because you suck. You're easily the worst GM in this pool.
I'll drive to his house and make him
listen to seriously, like, you can give him a recording for fucking Christmas. Wrap it up and put it under his little shit tree.
How do you know he has a shit tree?
Because he's fucking scouts.
Well,
he decorates his tree like he runs his fucking fantasy team.
Well, that would be a shitty tree.
Fucking guy.
Yeah.
I'm still looking up his fucking tree.
Well, keep looking here, but you know what? In the essence of the whole like fantasy hockey etiquette, quote unquote, it's like I've been in some leagues with guys, and it's just like fuck, man, just let people pick the players that they want, make the trades that they want. Like we don't do trade. Like the only
we
way
should
that,
fucking do trade. Actually,
no.
The new thing in the fan tracks now. There's going to be
The
trade
evaluation.
evaluator. That's going to fuck you right up because you're not going to be able to make any trades because your trades are fucking brutal.
My trades are great for me.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you prey on the guys that don't know shit like scouts.
well, it's fuck, man. Like we've been doing this for almost.
I know, and that's why I say
This is year
figure it out.
6.
You should be able to figure it out.
Everybody in the league should know by now, so there shouldn't be anyone being upset when I trade rate people.
Yeah.
Anywho,
it makes for a good conversation in the chat room anyway.
yeah, it's always a good topic.
It's either seals or scouts. We'll make fun of seals later.
The topics have been. Thankfully, we're at the point in the season. It's we're recording this on Sunday, September 23rd. At least we have a little preseason hockey right now. Like, fuck, like the biggest conversation in the room a couple weeks ago was, do you prefer a flat or a drum when it comes to your wing?
I'll take a drum on that.
I'm a drum too, by the way, but still, that shouldn't be the.
It's actually perfect because my girlfriend prefers the flat, so we can fucking split them up.
That's a good combo.
It's fucking brutal.
But yeah, it's just the whole etiquette on people like squashing trades and all that shit. It's like fuck, just let the guys in your league make trades. They're adults. They obviously have a way that they want to run their team. And half the fun is kind of getting those donkeys in there that will make that will make shitty trades, right? But to each their own. But just to all the commissioners out there and all the other people in the league, just fucking lighten up and just have fun. Right? Am I wrong?
Well, you know what?
what?
I think, I don't know. Why can't I find this fucking trade? I'm still trying to find this trade.
Well,
Did you redo it because you wanted Khudobin back?
I do not want Khudobin back.
You should, because he's going to play 45 games this year.
He probably will play
You can take
45
that to the
games
bank.
because whoever has Bishop,
Won't trade for him because he's stupid. Yeah, UQ.
wow, is I don't know. I'm not a Bishop guy. Like if you are,
No, he's always going down with injuries.
stay away from him and stay away from the Florida goalies too. That's a big one. And you know what? People are going to sleep on Antti Rantala. Don't sleep on him this year. I think he's going to do pretty good fantasy wise.
Yeah. I mean, what was his save percentage last year?
I don't know. It was sick. I'd have to look it up.
It was like
sick.
930 or something.
Right.
On a terrible team.
Right.
Now, okay. So now take Arizona, garbage team.
Well, I
and
think
then
they're
you
going to
look
do
at-
better this year.
No, well, yeah. I mean, you think the Islanders are going to do better this year too?
No.
Like they were the, what was it? Leafs and Islanders most
Right.
shots against in the league,
Right.
right? And now take a look at the Islander goaltending, and then compare it to Toronto's goaltending,
Yeah.
right? So you got a guy like Ranta throwing up a 930 save percentage in Arizona,
No, I know.
right?
Well, he's got to do
So-
it again.
Yeah, he's got to be 950.
Can't pull a Talbot. Well, and just so people out there know kind of what we're doing for our league is ours is pretty deep. We have 20 GMs. We're going into our 6th year. We have a 25-man NHL roster, and we have a 25-man minor league system. Basically, for be considered a minor leaguer is for a skater you have to have 99 games or under and have been draft eligible. And for goalie, it's 49 games or under. So for goalie, once you hit that 50-game mark or skater 100-game mark, you then have to go up to the NHL, or you have to be waived, or you have to be traded. So that is the plan. Once you kind of hit those numbers, and if you're still sitting on the farm, your team is then illegal, and you will not gain points for that.
Which we should probably enforce a little.
I
more.
enforce it.
Well, what do? Hey, get that guy off your fucking farm.
He gets off.
And that's it.
Yeah, and he gets him off, right? I'm not
Yeah.
going to...
Yeah, he does get him off, doesn't he?
That's right. So good. You dirty bastard.
You fucking said it.
Well, and then furthermore, we already kind of dropped this, but yeah, we run our our site through Fantrax, which is a pretty sick site. If you haven't used it, I would definitely suggest trading and going over there. If you have used it, you probably know what I'm talking about. Our scoring cat for skaters are we roll with goals, assists, plus minus, shots on goals, power play points, shorties, face-off percentage, blocks, hits, pims, and time of ice. What do you not like there? There's always been a topic of people saying we should change this or change that. Like even face-off percentage. I like the fact that the centers have to kind of be good in the dot, but there was talk about do we just change it to face-off wins?
I would, yeah. You know what? I think face-off wins would be better, just from my team's perspective. Because if you look at John Tavares, how many face-offs did he win last year?
Did you watch the preseason game last night against Buffalo?
No, I did. I actually didn't get the friggin' channel. I don't got Sportsnet 1.
Well, JT wasn't playing, so that actually doesn't really mark too much relevance to him.
4 goals, 2 games.
Yeah, I know. But the Leafs couldn't win a fucking draw last night.
Yeah.
Like it was pathetic.
Well, I mean, look at you got like Tavares is what was he last year? 54%, somewhere around there. Kadri was like right at 50, if not a shade under. Bozak was the best guy. Now he's gone. So I mean, who's gonna win? I mean, and you know what? Austin Matthews, from his first year till last year, that was probably his biggest improvement. If you look at his face-off percentage, like he was well over 50 last year, and the year before he was in the 40s, right?
Well, let's take a peek here. We have. Yeah, you got all the donkeys up at the front here. We'll just look at just the centers and the face-off percentages here. In the high 50s, man, Claude Giroux was a stud.
Yeah. The best, though, Ryan O'Reilly. 60%.
Fuck, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think there was anybody above that. Yeah. O'Reilly, 60%. O'Reilly. He was a stud. I got Patrice Bergeron. He's a TML. He's on my squad at 57.3.
Yeah, and he'll play like 8 games next year.
Nah, well, that's tad rich. I don't know about that.
Okay, 9.
Let's see here. We'll just go to the Leafs. We're a bit of Leaf homers. We're gonna do a little homer talk later on in the segment, but yeah, last year Matthews 54.5%.
Yeah. And look at his year before. Well under 50.
Tavares was 52.9 last year.
Yeah, but Tavares probably took 2,000 draws last year. Compare that to what Matthews did, and Tavares every single shift is against the top pair or the top line, right?
The year before Matthews was 46.8.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a big bump up. So yeah, hopefully he can even step up a little bit more this year.
Like a percentage or two.
Yeah.
Kadri needs to go up a bit.
Yeah, he does. He's sitting at 50. He's 50-50 right in the middle.
Now, he has improved. I'll give him that, but he's a fucking dog show anyway.
Yeah,
I don't like Kadri.
We're gonna have a lot of. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kadri.
He loves Kadri, and I just can't stand the guy.
I just love how
bonehead plays.
Yeah, it's bonehead penalties. Like
giveaways.
I watch him get fucking angry out on the ice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't do it. I'm talking to the TV saying, don't.
And you
do
can
it.
see him doing it,
and then he does it
before he actually does it.
Yeah. So it's just fucking chill out, man. Like fucking take a breath. Beat him on the scoreboard.
Like what? 3 games gone last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He could have cost it. Well, you know what? I didn't like the matchup against Boston from the beginning.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, yeah, they got him in 7, got him in blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I do not like this matchup. And then Kadri goes and fucking makes it worse by getting suspended for 3 games. They just totally screwed the whole series. We had Game 7's a crapshoot for anyone. Once you get there, okay, fine. Yeah. You got 1 game. But Jesus Christ, man. Fucking Kadri. You go and I get it. The guy threw an elbow at Marner. Fine. You want to get him back? You don't fucking staple his head to the boards and get suspended. Come on.
Here's a question for you, though. Would you trade Kadri for any other...
anyone.
No. Listen to me. And be rational if you can. Would you trade Kadri for any other third-line center on anyone else's team?
Well, no, I wouldn't because I don't want another center. We need a D.
No, that's not the question.
Well, then, no.
No, exactly, because he's a good player.
What? he's okay, fine. He's a
All right,
he's a
that's
30-goal
it.
scorer.
Exactly.
But
Back-to-back years.
But he costs his team. And now I'm gonna tell you this now, and this year you're gonna pay attention, and you're gonna watch Kadri on the goddamn power play.
Okay.
When he tries to take the puck into the zone, tell me how many times he coughs up the puck.
All right. Well,
just watch. No,
okay.
seriously, watch, because he does it. Minimum one, and like how many times you bring the puck in the power play, like once or twice.
Would you put Kadri on the first unit?
No, fuck no. My first unit is disgusting. It's Tavares.
Yep.
Matthews.
Yep.
Nylander if he signs.
Yep.
And on the back end, I've got Marner and Riley.
Yeah. So I have the same 5. I have the configuration different. I have Matthews on the back end on that kind of left top.
Instead of Marner at the back?
I have Marner on the half wall.
Okay.
I have Willie Nylander in the high slot. I got JT down low.
You mean Tyler Ennis?
No, Tyler Ennis. Hey, I picked him up for nothing. Yeah. 650 thou. I'm a cap team, and he's looking pretty good in this preseason. Yeah. Like, obviously, Willie comes back. He's going to be on the top line, but, I could see Ennis playing with Kadri and Brown on that second line. Could you not?
Well, I mean, it's not like the guy's a shitty hockey player. He's just had bad luck. He's been hurt.
He's had a couple.
He's a 20-25 goal guy, which, hey, for your third line, that's great.
Yeah, right? I'd say more of a 15 to 20.
But he's scored, like, he's been over 20 before.
Yes.
In his career.
Yes.
Right. So, and he's got a lot to prove this year.
Yeah. Well,
right? He totally does.
That's
what happens when you sign a minimum deal. You're signing that just to stay in the league, so you can say, look, I'm worth 10 times that.
Well, he said that. He said that he's got a huge chip on his shoulder, and he said that he has a huge chip on his shoulder, and that he's looking to prove something. And I'm laughing because
he's so little.
Yeah. Well, in our chat room, Q piped up and said, "Man, that must be one hell of a size. That must be one hell of a big chip."
It's like one of those fucking Lay's chips that Messier was always talking about.
Yeah. I know. I work with the guy that was in the Messier commercial with him. Yeah.
Nice.
But
those are great. Those commercials are great. It's just Messier standing there laughing.
Yeah. But fuck, man. Like we have a Leaf segment. We'll get to.
I would
to more
trade
of that,
Kadri for Messier right now.
Right? Yeah. Messier 94 or Messier
2018 for Kadri right now, straight up.
You're a donkey.
Actually, no. I like Kadri's contract is nice for what he does. His cap hit.
His cap hit's
great. $4.5 million or whatever it is. Yeah. So.
What about, I know that some people have had their ups and downs about plus minus or shorties. What do you think?
Shorties are
the coveted shorty.
That's a tough one because that can like swing a series. Yeah. I don't know. I you know what? It's good for the bonus. If you're gonna keep like shutouts for goaltenders, then you keep shorthanded points or whatever goals or maybe even change it to goals. So it's even more rare. Because what is it now? Shorthanded points?
It's shorthanded points.
Yeah. Or maybe like shorthanded goals.
Right.
Or change it to game-winning goals.
Right.
I like the game-winning goals.
You like the game winner,
because to me that's a big stat because that means your guy is like clutch.
Yeah. I like the reason why I put these ones in is it's something that you can kind of base your team around shorthanded points, right? Like if you don't have anyone on your squad that is on the PK, then you can actually go out and try to trade for that person. Where I guess you can trade for guys that get goals or that have a lot of shots, but it's not like you can say I'm gonna get this guy because
you're not gonna that's
it's a little harder anyways.
Yeah, I mean I can go through what I try to do when I try and get guys, but I'm like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give out that information.
What the fuck are you doing here then?
Fuck you.
Trust me, I'm not going to take any of your tips. It's for everybody else out there.
Hey,
but
I was second last year. Where'd you finish?
Well, you
third.
In the week we were okay. Pats and I are in different divisions in our league. We both made it to the Final Four. We both lost to the champ, Dallas. So,
but I made it to the final.
But if you and I would have played together in the Final Four, I would have fucking smoked you.
There's
that
no
week.
ifs.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
And then our goalies, like this has been a huge thing in our league, is that we have 5 goalie cats. So we have wins, goals against, save percentage, saves, and shutouts, which make goalies fucking ridiculous.
What if you got rid of saves?
Yeah, like it was, we've had it up on a poll, which is another sick kind of little feature you can do on Fantrax, is you can have league polls right on the page. So we've done
most of our polls are bullshit though; they're just stupid.
Yeah, most of our yeah, they're basically just kind of
who's the worst GM?
Scouts
or Seals
or Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Sorry, Van, you're in there somewhere.
There's no sorry. There's no apologizing. You're pretty bad.
All right, well let's look here. So we had a poll go up saying if we lost a goalie cat, which one should we get rid of?
I said shutouts.
You said shutouts. I think I did. Fuck, I don't even remember what I said.
Either.
This was
back
in July.
Day.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. You've probably churned your roster over.
Have you seen my roster right now?
We'll go through your roster in a bit, and we'll let the listeners. You guys can let us know which squad you would actually like. But
I need a D-man. You got a D-man for sale? That's good. I'll take Giordano.
I got
for a third.
No, I'll trade you Petrovic.
No, I don't even know what his name was. What did you say?
Petrovic from Florida.
I'm good.
Anyways, back to the goalie categories. There were 4 votes for getting rid of wins. Like that, to me, that was dumb. Yeah, why would we get rid of wins?
Well, you know what? I can kind of see. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Wins had 4 votes. Saves had 3. Goals against were 2. Save percentage were 2, and shutouts were 7.
I think shutouts is probably the one then, because like you think about it, like okay, wins, right? So say you have a couple backup goalies,
yeah,
and you got your one starter, like whatever. So the guy comes in for 3 minutes and somehow shithawks a win. You know what I mean? Like that could turn a week too, right? Just one extra little win, and it's literally 1 point. Whereas, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of.
I don't know. You guys let us know. We don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Wins, saves, goals against average, save percentage, or shutouts. Which category should we get rid of?
The shutouts probably would be the. But then if you're gonna do that,
right?
So because that's the one that the least amount of time that one's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
I think that would have the least amount of, like, the least effect on weekly matchups.
Right.
If it's just shutouts, right? And you get a shutout, then your save percentage obviously is 1,000. So the save percentage kind of reflects the shutout anyway.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's right. I don't know.
But then do you drop a skater cat after you get rid of shutouts?
No, I don't know, because
leave it.
No, the idea is that we want to make the goalies less valuable. Like goalies in our league are going for like fucking king's ransom, right?
Know.
So it's
you know how many goalies I've traded?
Yeah, I know. You fucking trader Pats, man.
I've made my team out of trading goalies. That's why my team is so good.
I just pulled your squad up here, and the first 3 skaters are pretty
impressive.
Insane. Yeah, pretty impressive.
Wait, McKinnon, Matthews, Tavares. Yep. Maybe not in that order.
Yeah,
but those are the first 3.
That was actually the exact order.
Is it? Oh, there we go.
Well, in our league, the way that we have it set up is we have 2 goalie spots. We have 3 centers, 3 left wing, 3 right wing, 6 D, 2 skaters, and we have 6 bench spots. So, Pat's rolling in with his centermen, which are sick, I'll have to say. McKinnon, Matthews, and Tavares.
And on the bench is Nolan Patrick and Joe Thornton.
We'll get there. You relax.
I'm just talking about my centers because they're so good.
Left wing, you got Landeskog, Schmaltz, and JVR.
Dirty.
You got Yanni Gord, who was he's
that was my I fucking scouted that guy.
No, you didn't. You got so fucking lucky with Yanni Gord.
I always, every once in a while I'm sitting around, I'll look up players. I'm like, let's check this guy out. Research a little bit. Gets called up. Put him on my squad. What does he do? What does he get? 60 points last year?
Dude, he was a stud last year,
exactly.
And for a schmill.
He was a stud this year too.
Yeah, we'll see.
For nothing. For free.
We have on the right side, you got Mitchie Marner. Yep. Clearly a Leaf homer. You got Tarasenko, which I'm going to talk about that trade later on in the podcast. Like, that was a fucking joke.
That was the best trade ever.
And
well, not quite ever. I'll talk about my best trade ever. Not right now. Later.
And your D,
Poor Seals.
your your D aren't great. You got
No, the D stinks.
Nick Holden, Severson, Scandella, Phaneuf, Ryan Murray, Seth Jones, who's a stud. And then your bench spots, you got Nolan Patrick, Joe Thornton, you got Tyler Pitlick, Ian Cole, Yan Ruta, and Sonny Milano.
Milano, breakout candidate this year.
And your goalies are Bobby Lou, James Reimer, Anton Khudobin, and Antti Rantna. Now, all of your goalie prospects are garbage.
That you know of.
Who do you got? You got worth mentioning on your farm is fucking no one, really. You got Alexander Alexiev, the first rounder from Washington last year. You got Rasmus Sandin, the Leafs first rounder.
Nils Lundqvist.
You got Andreas Borgman, who's looked really good to me in preseason.
But he's fantasy wise that he's Luke Shen.
Yeah. No. And
he's gonna hit and maybe block stuff, and that's it.
And
he's
that's
not gonna do anything else.
all I see there.
Nils Lundqvist.
And Nils Lundqvist.
Nils Lundqvist.
We'll see. All right.
You don't like my goalies? My goalie prospects?
Your goalie prospects are garbage.
You don't even know who they are. Anyway,
you can tweet them
keep
out
going.
later. So for my squad, I got Backstrom, Bergeron, Monahan. I got Ennis, Fiala, Jenner. I got Goldobin, Pasternak, Pavelski. Ekholm, Giordano, Gudis. Manson, McAvoy, Ristolainen.
Gudis?
Yeah, I got Gudis.
Fucking dump him.
Fuck, man, I got hits, buddy.
Was he like 15 minutes a night if he's lucky?
15
and
minutes.
If he doesn't
and
get
like
suspended?
10 hits a
And
night.
he doesn't get suspended.
That's okay. I'll take those Pims.
For what, 1 week? And then the guy doesn't play for 20 games.
Hey. Hold on there. I got Connor Brown, Evander Kane, Colin Miller, Nate Schmidt.
The druggie, Nate Schmidt.
Nate minus 20 Schmidt.
Minus 20 games.
Did you,
I know. I heard all the things. It's probably, whatever. What are you going to do? You got to compare it to, the guy said there was a fraction of whatever the fuck it was
like
in his blood.
putting a pinch of salt into an Olympic-sized
Into a pool,
swimming
exactly. So then, look at, I'll go a little off topic and off sport, but look at Chris Colabello from the Jays.
Right.
They said it was like hardly anything. That guy fell off the face of the earth after he got fucking caught. And he was like, I'm going to fight this, and I never did anything wrong, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Where is he? Gone.
I don't know.
Because he's fucking guilty.
Yeah, he had a pretty good...
he had a great year because he was
split
on
with-
fucking roids.
Yeah.
Holy shit. These
If
guys
you-
are stupid.
If you played competitive ball, and actually...
I'd be on roids in a second.
Yeah, for sure you would be.
I'm on fucking roids right now.
What tournament was it where you played against a Ginla in what was it like?
That was years and years and years ago in the Canadian Championships. What was it? 1990.
You guys were
so
like
I was
12,
I was
13.
11, 12.
Right.
Yeah, and I didn't even find out till after the fact. But yeah, Jerome McGinley was on the Alberta team.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't very good, so good thing he stuck to hockey. And that's pretty sure that's who we beat in the bronze medal game.
Nice. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Well, back to my winning squad here this year. Notables. Oh, my tendies are. I got Rask and Quick and net.
These guys are shit.
And I also have Malcolm Subban. And a couple other guys that I have that are looking to get some spots this year are Phoenix Copley with the Capitals. And I picked up the Coos, Pavel Francouz, who's once the Avs get rid of Varlamov, he's going to come in and be the backup.
Yeah, we'll talk about Varlamov later.
Yeah,
That was a funny deal.
Poor Seals. I also have Adam Gaudette, who's looking to be third line center for the Canucks this year.
So it's amazing that all your farm prospects are so good and they're going to make it and they're going to do this, that, and the other thing. And mine are shit.
Your farm sucks.
My farm was the best farm in the league. Now they're all up on my fucking main team.
And not that Kyle
Austin
Connor
Matthews.
is he's just sitting on my farm right now, but he's on my squad. But I have Kyle Connor on my team. William Nylander is on my team.
He's not even signed.
That's why he's sitting in my farm right now because he doesn't have a contract, but he will. So I got Willie.
So you can have him on your farm even though he's played 100 games?
Because he doesn't have a contract.
That's bullshit.
What about like when Kovalchuk went to the K? people.
He wasn't even in the fucking league.
Exactly. He doesn't have a contract. He's not in the league either right now.
Whatever. Okay.
Exactly. Fine. I got Sebastian Aho.
Fucking loopholes. Aho that I traded to you for Highmore.
Yeah, we'll get into that trade. Rasmus Anderson from the Flames. I got Robert Hagg, just because he's under 100 games. He's sitting here.
Yeah, but he hit, so I'd trade for him in my other pool.
I got Ty Smith, who they're saying has an outside shot at making the Devils. Outside. Yeah.
So that means no.
No. And the one guy that I picked up, Igor Ozhiganov from the Leafs, and in his first game, he played like a bucket of shit. He was absolutely fucking awful. He was throwing up grenades off the glass. It was going between his feet. He wasn't covering the man. He was basically a poor man's Roman Polak.
Did he hit anything?
No.
Well, then he's not a poor man's Roman Polak.
Well, that's what I mean. He's a poor man's. Well,
no, he'd be like extremely poor, like homeless.
He was a homeless Roman Polak. But what's been good is that in his second game he looked literally 1,000 times better, and he still wasn't great.
Yeah.
But he looked 1,000 times better. So hopefully he continues to grow 1,000 times better.
It shouldn't take much to crack the bottom pairing in the Leafs.
No. Well, at least that last spot, like Carrick kind of looked like shit.
Yeah.
You know, he continues to win the strong man or like the most in shape award for the Leafs every year, but he still sucks.
Deal.
Still sucks.
Yeah.
The other guy actually that I want to bring up, one last guy on my farm because my farm's sick.
No, it's not.
Is Joe Hicketts.
Who the fuck is Joe Hicketts?
You know Joe.
I know.
Hicketts.
I'm just kidding. Scouts dropped him, I think, off his roster.
Dropped him. I picked him up.
Fucking dumb.
He had a great camp last year. He came up at the end of last season.
He had 3 assists in 3 games or something.
He was good, man. Yeah. And the Wings blue line is fucking garbage. So it's like, man, like I'm hoping that they give him a shot. Like they don't just kind of throw the vets in there, but he's I think he's going to be a player.
I think the Wings right now, they need to start playing their young guys. They're not going to do anything for a while. You know, they're kind of like how I don't even want to compare them to the Leafs of a few years ago because that was just a train wreck.
Well, you know, hey, I like Rasmus Sandin. I actually
Pat's farm team, Rasmus Sandin.
Team. Well, I could have took him.
Him and Liljegren together looked pretty good.
They did, but I actually liked him better than Liljegren. Yeah. Like this is only
traded Liljegren.
Well, this is only 2 games that I've watched of them, but I kind of liked what I saw to him a little bit more. But the guy that I would have taken was Joe Veleno if I was drafting for the Leafs.
Yeah, but then
he dropped, man. He's going to be a stud.
But he's a center.
Yeah.
Look at our centers.
Well, are they going to be around forever?
Well, still. They're young. Matthews, right? You got Matthews. What is he, 20?
Yeah.
He just turned 20? I don't even, 2021. You have, honestly, you got Mitch Marner, who's a natural center. You got Nylander, who's a natural center, which I don't think, I don't see Nylander as a center anywhere in the NHL because I think he's too much of a pussy, to be honest.
Yeah,
I just really think he is. I mean, he's better. He reminds me.
He's got skinny legs.
Yeah, and he reminds me of Sergei Berezin. He's got that.
No,
the way he moves. He's
not
like
Berezin.
Sergei Berezin.
Berezin was kind of more like beefier, wasn't he? Like,
well, but not even like size. Just like Berezin, you could look at him and go, "That guy's a winger. He's a shooter. That's what he is." Right. Like, I mean, Nylander, okay, fine. He obviously has more talent.
Way more talent.
But I don't see him as a center. I just don't see him as responsible enough.
He's not playing as a center.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's his natural position.
Gotcha.
Right. And they tried him there. I think they tried him there last year for a couple, or the year before. I don't remember. They tried him for a couple games, and it's like he almost looks like he's scared out there. Like he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's just like.
Well, I like the BPA. I like taking the best player available. But I guess to counter to that is I would say probably since about 2014, I've really started, obviously just being a huge Leaf fan, a Leaf homer. I've been doing my own draft, like ahead of the actual draft in the NHL. And one of the picks that I probably wouldn't trade for now, but at the time, I would have taken Travis Konechny with the pick that the Leafs had. I think it was the 21st overall pick.
Right.
They traded back with the Flyers. Flyers took Konechny, and I was fucking cursing. I was like, that's who I wanted.
What did we end up with there?
Well, we ended up with Dermott plus.
Okay.
But it's like, right now, would you trade Dermott for Konechny? I don't know if I would. Based on what the Leafs need, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, but, and it could be the same thing with Sandin and Veleno, but, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll pull out my old draft records in a future pod. But why don't we get off this, and we'll move forward to some of the bigger NHL headlines and the big moves from the offseason with fantasy hockey implications, where we can start right in our own backyard with the signing of JT. What were you doing on that day?
I was sitting in my backyard refreshing my phone. Literally every 10 seconds I'm sitting there, I've got some fucking cold brews going, and as soon as it happened, I was like, holy shit, we just got John. I looked at my screen a couple times.
Right.
'Cause I'm like, does it say we signed him, or oh yeah, we got it. Oh yeah. And then I texted everybody I could find, and then my phone was like just going all over the place.
Dude,
holy crap.
I was in Niagara Falls for a family getaway at the one and only Great Wolf Lodge, and all day, and like usually on July 1st, I am like any red-blooded Canadian sitting in front of his TV with the phone in hand, looking for
something,
for an update, anything
that could happen with the Leafs, because it's been fucking terrible for so long, right?
But yeah, I promised my daughter that we would take her. Because she begs me. She basically asks me weekly if we can go to Great Wolf Lodge, just like it's no big thing.
And even though it was John Tavares Day in Toronto,
I took her because I'm a fucking great dad.
You
right?
should remind 10 years from now. 10 years from now, when she's a teenager,
right?
You tell her, you know where we were when the Leafs signed John Tavares?
Dude, I'm taking
her.
her.
And when we won those Stanley Cups and all that stuff because of John Tavares, I missed that day. You owe me.
On her 18th birthday, we're going to go get matching tattoos that say that.
That say John Tavares. Yeah. 90, 91 or whatever the fuck his number is going to be.
Well, yeah, the way that I found out was not only from you, but I remember going to get my all of my gear out of the small little locker at Great Wolf Lodge with my entire family's stuff jammed in it. And I grabbed my phone as I was sitting there cold and wet. And I had like 9 text messages, 1 from you and 8 from 8 of the other boys, all saying about how we got JT. So it was pretty fucking cool seeing that. And basically, I didn't talk to my family, my wife or children, for the entire ride home from Niagara Falls to Whitby.
Now, okay, here's what I was doing when we got the Austin Matthews pick. I was sitting in a fucking movie theater.
What?
I had no idea.
Oh, for like the actual... I was watching it live. I was watching it with my kid, Jack.
Yeah, I missed that. And then I don't even remember what movie it was. I guarantee you it wasn't as good as getting the first overall pick.
Were you with Ashley?
Of course.
It definitely wasn't as good.
Wow, she better not subscribe to this fucking podcast.
Yeah. Ashley, that was
But
Chris.
yeah, and as soon as the movie ended, my phone came out, and it was just flooded. And it was, honestly, everybody was just in caps, Austin Matthews. I was just like, what the fuck did I just watch? And I missed the goddamn lottery.
We're getting off the rails, but I'm going to take us a little further off. Do you remember where you were when you found out about the Connor McDavid?
Yep, I was in Niagara Falls in a hotel room.
With me.
With you and a couple other boys.
Yeah.
And then just being disappointed.
Well, I remember the other boys who aren't into hockey at all.
Or who's he?
We're fucking just like, what are we doing? We're out for a boys' weekend, and we're sitting in a hotel room watching a lottery draft of 18-year-olds.
And then as soon as it popped up and said, Edmonton Oilers, fuck! TV off, out the door.
And who did we party with that night?
Doug Gilmore.
Dougie G. we ran
at the Spicy Olive
at the Spicy
in
Olive.
Niagara Falls. I'm down on the strip there. Dougie was there. Good old Dougie Gilmore.
Dougie was 3 sheets.
I hugged Dougie Gilmore.
Yeah.
I hugged a man, and it was Dougie Gilmore.
I didn't. I just smelt you after.
You smelled me after, yeah.
After you
fucking
hugged
amazing.
Doug. He did. You smelled good. That was the first time you've ever smelled
like
good.
the Hall of Fame right there.
Right. Yeah, Dougie was into one, and he had
He's a fucking small dude, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
not
how
compared
tall
to
are you?
you.
You're
Not
like,
compared to you.
well, no, he
You're
towered
like
over me.
5'1". Dougie would fucking put
Easy.
you through the boards.
Dude, I'm easily 5'7".
Okay. Well, I'm easily a lot taller than you.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we got to hang with Dougie that night. I don't even think that if he really actually knew us,
He didn't buy us anything, though.
No, he didn't.
Dougie, you buying rounds? Buying
No.
rounds there, bud?
He
He didn't fucking, no, he wasn't going to buy anything.
He wasn't buying rounds. You gotta leave people alone like that, man.
No, I wouldn't ask him. Nobody asked him. You wanted to get pictures with him and stuff.
No. That was some donkey that we met there. Wanted to get a
Yeah,
picture
that was
with him.
fucking dudes.
I leave those guys alone, man. Like
I had to hug him just because
Right.
he was there. I'm like, Dougie, you're my second favorite Leaf.
I did a little bit of a time. I did 2 years with Hockey Night in Canada, and just working on the production side of things. And it was like, you can't go up to people like that and start hugging them and asking them.
I did it. I didn't care. I was hugging
No,
him.
well, it's different. It was different atmosphere, but I'm not gonna.
He thanked me
Yeah.
after. No,
I don't
it
know,
probably
I just-
wasn't for the hug.
Right.
It was just probably because I said he was fucking awesome.
But just being around that environment, it's just one of those things where, you can't go up to people and start saying, "I want this, I want that."
Yeah.
I remember.
I would like you to buy me rounds.
I remember my kid wanted me to get. We had Marty Broder on the panel one night, and he wanted me to get his autograph, and I was just like,
Nope.
no, I can't.
Nope.
I'm a nobody over there. Like, they're not gonna. I can't go up to Marty Broder and say, can I have your autograph? You
Why
know
not?
what I mean?
I'd fucking do it.
Well, it's because you're an asshole. You
Yo,
have no
Marty,
etiquette.
give me your autograph.
You have no business ethics.
Nope. Don't need any.
Business ethics. Well, back to let's get this back on the rails here. Tavares coming to Toronto, like fantasy wise, you got to think that
Number one
JT's
center in fantasy hockey next year.
number one.
Yep.
You're taking him over McDavid. You're
Pretty
an
close.
Idiot. No, you're
Pretty close.
What do you mean? Either you are
No.
or you aren't.
Okay, yeah. We'll go number 2.
Okay. Number 2.
And then we'll go number 1 winger, Mitch Marner.
Well, and so you like JT above Matthews
Yeah.
for
everything. Like
goals?
all the not goals, but overall. Like if you what are you talking? Are you talking overall? Are you talking
Yeah, overall.
Like overall, I think Tavares has a better season than Matthews.
Right.
Matthews
Does Marner have a better season?
season than he did last year.
No, than Matthews. Say they're both healthy.
Well, it's a tough one. Like I don't know how it's going to play out yet. I mean, you got Tavares and Marner playing on a line, and then you got Matthews and Marlowe. And I mean, is Nylander coming back? Is Nylander going to sign? Is
I think he
Nylander
will.
playing with Matthews? Is he going up to the top? Like, what's going on? I don't know yet.
I can see Babs being a dick and
fucking
then
put him on the fourth line.
put him
with
on
Kapanen.
No, I can see
But
him being a
can you
dick to
imagine that
Nylander.
fourth line though? Kapanen and Nylander on your wings on the fourth line.
Speaking of fourth line, I really like Par Lindholm. I think he's a player, man.
Yeah, he looked okay.
And
in
the
one game I saw.
goat, the goat
fuck the
looks
goat.
slow as shit.
Because he's a goat. He's actually a goat.
Dude, he fucking sucks.
But he's like one of those fat goats. He's not like those little pygmy goats that bounce around. He's like an actual giant mountain goat that just fucking stands there.
He's
No, he's a bust. He's a first round.
not my kind of
bust.
guy.
He shouldn't even have been a first round pick.
No,
in my
I know. That was a
opinion. Like, not
Berkey
even
pick.
close. Like, what was that, a Brian Burke pick?
Yeah. Okay, we're getting off the rails again here, pal.
We're always
getting
off the rails.
All right, back onto the rails here. You got to think with JT that his plus minus is going to be better in Toronto.
Oh, for sure. Easily.
Right?
Easily.
Can he get 40 goals?
I'm going to go with probably low 30s.
Yeah, but 40's not out of the question either.
You know what? It's going to depend. It'll depend on
Mitchie feeding him?
his chemistry with Marner. Is Marner like
And it's
Marner?
sick so
Marner's a
far.
pass first guy.
Yeah, and
Right?
it's preseason, but they've looked dynamite.
Yeah.
Could he get 50 apples?
Yeah, again, it's going to depend on
Right.
what their roles actually are going to be. Who's going to want the puck? Like, who's going to be the guy that's setting up the play? Is it going to be Marner? Is it going to be Tavares?
Yeah.
Is Tavares going to go and sit in the slot and just fucking, like how JVR used to, and just fucking pot all the garbage? Like, what's he going to do?
I'd put him down low.
Yeah.
That's where I'd put him. But
Yeah.
but yeah, honestly, like I'm not saying that he's going to do this, but out of the question ceiling, I think he could get 40 and 50, and he's going to get at least 200.
It's 80 plus
250
points
shots.
for both those guys.
Yeah,
In my opinion, it's going to be 80 plus
Well,
for
it's huge.
Marner and Tavares.
and that's huge
on
for
that
Mitchie
line.
because he hit 69 last year, I think.
Yeah, and
69
he
points.
was shit for the first like
Yeah,
month.
for the first month.
Remember when you traded him back to me because he was shit and then he was amazing?
I didn't trade him. I got him from you for a bunch of pieces. I traded you 5 pieces of shit.
No,
and I got Marner.
You gave me
but that was
two
when
or 3 first-round picks.
I gave you like Evgeny Svechnikov.
Yeah, and then I traded him.
And I gave you like fucking the goalie from Philly, Anthony Stolarz.
Who I got 2 second-round picks for.
Yeah, I don't care though, but I got Marner.
Yeah, and then you gave him back to me.
Yeah, because I needed a goalie. Anyways, we're off again. We're off. But all I'm saying is that for Tavares coming to Toronto, he's going to have a better plus minus, and I don't think 40 and 50s out of the question. 250 shots. He could get up to 30 power play points. Yeah, I think,
easy.
Right?
He should.
So I think
easily.
I think he's gonna do well. I think that he the only question that I can see is maybe in terms of, and like not a lot of leagues have this, ours does, is time of ice. Is his time of ice going to dip a little bit? Babs likes to.
What was he playing last year? Almost 20 minutes. Right?
Yeah, I feel like he was around I want to say closer to like the 21-minute mark.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with like he was the guy on Long Island, right? I mean, Toronto, like you got pretty much a 3-headed monster down the middle if you think about it. Like even
Love it.
Even if like Kadri gets 15 minutes, and then
He's
Matthews
more than that.
Well, like what? But Babcock's always been kind of like he rolls out his 4 lines and he does whatever. Like he'll
1955. That's what he averaged last year.
Okay, so 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Right.
Then. So I think, he could probably get close to it again this year.
Yeah.
18 and a half, 19.
Matthews was 1807, so maybe they split the difference there.
Yeah.
Give
But
or
if
take.
you get like both of those guys playing 18, 19 minutes a night, like Jesus Christ.
So clearly you've already said it. Mitchie's going to have a bigger year with JT being a centerman.
He's got to get off right in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Like last year, he was awful. I was like,
that's
part of the reason why I traded him to you, because I'm like, oh shit, what's going on here?
Maybe
crap.
he's not.
He's crap.
Right.
Maybe he's not the the great Mitch Marner. Guys have figured him out kind of thing. But no, holy crap, did he ever turn it on?
What about the other winger, Hyman? Like what could he do? Could he do anything different here? Is there anything that
I think he's he
is what he is.
He can get 20 goals. He can be a 20-goal, 50-point guy. If you go and look at last year, like a lot of Matthews' goals, like the first assist was Hyman, right? So he's the guy that he goes into the corners. He's the plugger on that line. I don't know. I don't know if you bump him down.
I would.
Off of that top line again. Like, I mean, it's almost like he's along for the ride, but he does work hard and he's competent. Like, and he's smart defensively. He's not a fucking gong show. Like,
no, and the only reason
Kadri.
And the only reason, the only reason why I'm like, quick on the draw was saying I would bump him down. I'm not going to bump him down too far, but I would love to see him playing with Kadri and Brown on their shutdown line.
Okay, yeah, but then you basically have 3 guys that are, okay, fine. I don't know.
Well,
I'm just trying to think, like what do you put all your skill in the top 6, and you don't have your defensive guy. You don't have like that guy that's going to go into the corners. Like, is that what you want to do it that way?
Yeah, potentially. Well, I'm just thinking about shutdown and skill. Trying to put a little bit more skill up there. Like Marlowe can play defensively, but he can also snipe you 25.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, I think Hyman. I think putting somebody else better there, you could probably get 5 to 10 more goals.
Yeah, and then he's going to be the first guy off the bench in the penalty kill too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's great on the kill. Yeah. But yeah, he had 13 and 26 assists last year. Yeah. And he played a full 82. Like could he get to 20? I don't know, man. I think he's a 10 to 15 guy.
I think he could. He needs just a little more finish.
I don't think he's got it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't think he's got it. I don't think there's going to be too much difference out of Hyman, personally, but that's just my 2 cents. And actually, I am reading off of a wrong chart here, so I'm gonna correct myself. But Mr. Hyman, had 15 last year, not
15 goals.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, another 5 isn't really out of the question. Right?
Yeah, I guess not.
And now if you were to go back and look at all his 82 games and look, and I mean, how many posts did he hit? You know what I mean? Like there's that, he could even go the other way. He could get like 12.
Right.
Right.
We'll
But now
see.
he's also like, if he's on the penalty kill, like he scored how many shorthanded points last year? 5 or 6 probably, at least. And this year they're talking about having Tavares and Marner kill penalties as well, which is like disgusting because as soon as they get the puck.
No, I know. I like that. Hyman had 2 shorthanded points.
That's it.
With Johnny T had 3.
Yeah.
So, and Ron Hainsey chipping in with 2.
Ooh, Ron Hainsey.
Ronnie. All right. Well, that's kind of there on the Leaf side of it. How does this fare for his ex-teammates in Long Island?
Oh, they're screwed.
Like, well,
they signed Leo Komarov. Yeah.
What about the other signing, the big fella, Matt the Missile Martin?
Ooh, yeah. See, so he's gonna get maybe 12 goals.
No, he won't, man. The big
thing. What? He's not a bad hockey player. Well. As tough guys go, like you look at a guy like Chris Neal. Or
I like Chris Neal.
Exactly. Like he can play hockey. He's a fucking cocksucker, but he can chip in the odd point here and there. Martin, you know what? Like he made some plays last year. He didn't look out of place when he was out there. But that unfortunately that part of the game is going away. Right. And I mean, you don't need Matt Martin.
So, Anders Lee, people are saying he's not even going to get close to 40.
I don't think so either. Well, you know what? If he's what's his place? If he's playing with Barzal,
yeah,
it could happen too, right? Like Barzal, how many assists did the guy get last year?
I'm not too worried about Anders Lee. Like I don't think he's going to get 40, but could he get north of 30?
He could be. He's at 30, 60 points.
Yeah, and he's going to get 200 shots. He's going to get you 100 hits.
He's going to get his ice time will probably even go up a little more.
Yeah, he's going to get first unit PP time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be as big of a dip for Anders Lee. Like I don't think I would take him high if you're drafting.
Yeah.
But I don't think like if you have him in your league, I wouldn't run out and sell low on him.
No.
Right. No. And yeah, Barzal's the other one that you bring it up. Like he's gonna the whole thing is like everyone's gonna be talking about how he's gonna get the bigger minutes, but he's also gonna get the bigger matchups.
Mm-hmm. That too. Yeah, he's got to exactly. He's got to see how he's gonna adjust to that. Right.
I was listening to the best podcast out there that I'm into right now is Spit and Chicklets, and the boys had Jean-Michael Lyles on the other day. And
that guy's still around?
No, well, he's not playing.
No, I know he's not playing.
But he's out in not in
the KHL or anything.
No, he's out in Colorado, and it's a good interview, man. You should check that one out.
Yeah.
But he's out in Colorado, and I guess he was watching some of the guys playing, and Barzal was out there, and he was like just amazed, like going on and on about how good this kid was, and just how he can kind of just maneuver around the other players, and just his quick turns and how he can just kind of get out of situations. He was like, basically, if I had to play against this kid, it would be a fucking nightmare, right? Like,
well, okay, so it's like John Michael Lyles playing against anyone was probably
easy. I don't know, like.
Well, when we had him anyway.
Well, yeah, he was definitely a whipping.
I didn't mind that signing when we signed him, but
I was pumped.
And then we signed him to that extension, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Right? Yeah.
Holy Christ!
But it's like, it's like I don't know, like. Is he able to take another step? Is this something that he can do? So I'm not hesitant to take Barzal at all. I think he's still gonna have a good season. I think he's gonna have tougher minutes, but I think he's one of those guys like Marner that can kind of just figure it out. And then like, hey, maybe it takes like how Mitchie had a rough first 20. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's the same thing, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't sleep too hard on him. I wouldn't be getting rid of him anyways. That's for sure. And the other guy is Josh Bailey. Like he's not even really a strong fantasy player to begin with, and I don't see him getting like 50 plus assists. Is that what he had last year?
Yeah, he was actually really good. He and even my other pool there, somebody what did they trade for him? They were trying to get. Asked me, and I just said no. I'm like no, I don't want him. I don't want him. I'm good. Get out of here. I don't want not for that price. It was something ridiculous. I can't remember what it was. I'll
Dude,
have to
he
look
had
that up.
53 assists.
Yeah.
He was also
And then,
minus
but-
20.
And was it a contract year? It was probably a contract year. Because did he not just sign an extension?
I'd have to
I'd have to check that too. But I think he just signed an extension.
Well,
It seems like these guys come out in their contract years, and that's what they do.
but he also, and like, fuck, man, he had 31 power play points. But, you know, like, but,
Tavares.
yeah, no, right? I don't know. Like, but like, just overall, like, at least Anders Lee, like, when in our fantasy league and fan tracks, it, you know, accumulates the points and gives you kind of like an average score where basically you want anything that's going to be like 80 up is like fucking sick.
Right.
And Anders Lee was a 63, which is good, you know, and he's got a good
He's
cap
like
of
second.
3.7.
He'd be second tier. He's not going to be the top tier guy.
But Bailey was only like, fuck, man, the guy had 53 assists. He had 18 goals. He almost had 20 goals. He had 31 power play points, and he only came across as a 53, having a score 53. Like the dash 20 doesn't help, and he doesn't hit. He had 12 hits. He had 12 hits in 76 games.
Wow.
But it's
It's like Austin Matthews.
yeah, but fucking, I don't know, man. Like,
That's okay. I'm gonna take Austin Matthews over there.
yeah. All I'm saying is that I'm down on Justin Bailey. So if you have him and you can trade him, get him the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
JVR to Philly. So we lose one. Philly gets him back.
I think he does the same as pretty much as he did last year.
Okay.
Like 30 goals. 30,
Okay.
30, 35. He's going to get top power play minutes. He's probably going to get an uptick in ice time over there. And he's going to play with
Definitely get an uptick.
Yeah.
I bet you he, like, fuck, what was his average?
15 or 16
8 minutes last year under
it was
Babs?
yeah, Babs fucking hated him. But the guy, he's a gong show defensively, right? That's his problem. But he's like what's his face? How Dave Anderchuk used to go and just stand there in the slot and pot everything. Now, JVR is never going to be Dave Anderchuk. He's never going to score 50.
No.
Not in this league now.
Anderchuk was a beast.
No, but exactly. But he was like, would just literally stand there 2 feet from the goalie, and the guy could just roof it. And that's the type of thing that JVR does. Like, he'll roof it from anywhere.
Right.
But yeah, he's going to play with, what's his face over there?
Patrick
and, no, I don't even think it's going to be Patrick. It's,
yeah, I'm pretty
what's
sure.
the guy's, Philly, what the hell's the guy's name now? I forget.
You're killing me.
The
over
guy I
here.
just traded him to Whale for JVR.
Well, what I've been reading is that they're going to be playing them between, with Patrick and, fuck. Now I'm pulling a U. And Voracek.
Voracek, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because Giroux is going to play with Couturier and Konechny,
Right.
and then that bumps Wayne Simmons, and that's the other thing.
Simmons is who I was thinking of. Couldn't think of his bloody name.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny. Like, you made that trade in our league. It was actually the actual trade was Simmons for
JVR.
and you got JVR.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Simmons was hurt all year. He's talking.
But he's
good.
not going to be hurt this year.
Maybe he's still not going to be any good. You never know. He might not be able to play the way he used to play. Like he was, like Evander Kane. You know what I mean? Like he's going to be 60 points, but he's going to get 120, 130 hits, and he's going to be like that agitator type skill guy. Kind of like Kadri. Like Kadri will get you over 100 hits, 30 goals. Whatever.
I got to say, I don't like that trade for you, man.
But I'm telling you, like I tried to I was trying to trade Simmons anyway. Nobody would take him.
So why would you like JVR is and keep in mind we're in a cap league.
Yeah.
So
Simmons is in a contract year.
Yeah. So why
he's
would
going
you
to get more?
Yeah, but he's in a contract year. He's going to have a good year.
I don't need him.
Yeah, you do.
Don't
Your
need
team
him.
fucking
Nope.
sucks.
No, yeah, okay. We already went over my roster. We know my team is good.
Well, okay. Well, let's look at the based on fan tracks and our stats. Wayne Simmons comes in at a 63.94.
Yeah.
JVR comes in at a 58.41. So not too far off.
No. It's a hockey deal.
But
And it's based on JVR going up and Simmons basically staying the same and even going down.
But so Simmons has a higher score and he has a lower cap. So that's huge for me. JVR, I don't think he hits 30 this year.
I think he does.
Okay. Well, we got a little
I think he
sidey.
does because he's He's where he wants to be.
Are we wagering a pint and a pound?
Sure.
Okay, you guys heard it.
Yeah, pint and a pound.
We
depends on where though, because you might have to go 2 pounds.
Easy. We'll go up to Chasers here up in your hood.
Yeah. Okay.
We will. I don't see him hitting that. The one thing is is he? Who's going to be on that first unit power play? Is it going to be Simmons in front, or is it going to be JVR in front?
It's going to be JVR, first unit.
First unit. Well, and that's going to dictate.
Patrick's going to play a lot on the power play too.
You think so? Not in the first unit.
He might. But if you look at Nolan Patrick for the first half of the season, looked like a bust. Now he was hurt. I'll give him. He was hurt, so he probably had a slow start.
19.
Whatever. Yeah, but what did Matthews do when he came into the league? He lit it up.
That's Matthews.
So that's but at Nolan Patrick second overall.
Doesn't matter, man.
Right?
It doesn't.
But
matter.
that's and he was supposed to be first overall. That's how they were talking. Like this is going to be the guy, him or Heischer or whatever. But yeah, no, I think Patrick gets a big bump this year.
I don't. I don't think I could have done it. The JVR for Simmons. I'd take Simmons all day long. Well, anyways, moving on.
That's why you finished third and I finished second.
Mm-hmm. Shea Weber out until December.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Fucking Habs.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, you'll get to
know
know
what?
that.
Honestly, he's going to play out his contract. The Habs, they're not winning anything anytime soon anyway.
Right.
They fucking stink. They're fucking just the whole team is shit. And it's not because I hate the fucking team. They got so they trade for Domi. What did he just do? He just got himself suspended or whatever he did. What did he do? I didn't even see the play. He said he took a shot at someone.
But fantasy wise though, this is like Weber being out literally hurts everyone.
Yep.
Right? Like it does.
That's why I don't have any Habs on my team.
Right.
Because they all suck.
It doesn't help Carey Price.
No.
And then all of their other D, okay, listen. Okay, you ready for this? Jeff Petrie
is their top D.
Carl Alsner.
He's okay. He's a 3-4.
Those guys are going to be like
that's the top pairing.
That could be their top pairing.
That's the equivalent of putting Hainsey with Riley, which
well,
you get it. But look, Ron Hainsey is not a top pairing guy.
The best thing that could happen, back to our boys in blue, the best thing that could happen for our D is to put Hainsey with Dermott on the third pair.
Yep. And
to keep Gardner and Zaitsev together this year and have
Yeah.
somebody better come and play with Riley.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
you know.
You know, and actually, there's probably, like, what about if you signed a guy like Bieksa to 1 year?
Yeah, I've thought about that too. I don't know. I don't know what he has left. Unfortunately, I don't have that
How about
inside info.
Johnny Oduya?
Again, I would
For 1 year.
No, I know, but I'm saying like their pro scouts would be looking at them. Unfortunately, I don't have that access, right?
Yeah.
To really to know that stuff. But
Yeah.
in theory, yeah, fucking right. You know, I love Kevin Bieksa.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. The Nate Schmidt 20-game suspension, which fucking kills me. Another thing in our league too is if you are suspended, you got a little yellow flag in Fantrax, and you can't fucking move him. So
Can't go down to the farm.
Can't go down to the farm. Can't go on the IR. He's not hurt.
So you're gonna try and trade him?
No,
but you're gonna
no.
overprice
Well, fuck,
him.
people are throwing me anchors for him, right? And I'm just like, fucking get out of here.
What's his cap hit though? It's probably not much.
No, it's not much. And the thing is if this was playoff time, I'd move him to try to bring somebody else in.
Right.
First, it's going to be the first 6 weeks of the season. I'll get him back mid-November. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I'm still going to fucking win.
Yeah, but now that he's off his roids, he might not be any good.
I thought about that. A la Chris
He'll
Colabello.
probably be fine. I mean, if you look at his career, yeah, there was an uptick, but there was also an uptick in playing time.
He was
right?
good though, man.
So,
I liked him in Washington.
He was okay, but he was young.
He was a classic fucking Golden Knight where he wasn't given enough opportunity in Washington. And I remember watching them play because they played the Leafs in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I remember watching them, and I love the way he skates. It's a skating league, right?
I remember he got into the games, and I was like, perfect. They got Nate Schmidt in there. We're gonna fucking roll over these guys. And he scored a goal that night. And I was like, foot in mouth.
Yeah. Well, and the truth is per game, as long as the roids weren't a big thing, or whatever,
if they're even roids, I don't even know what they were.
No, I know.
Really, I have no idea what they were.
Yeah, some type of banned substance.
Yeah,
that
his team said was okay.
I
so that makes me wonder too. Now, if you look at a guy like Riley Smith, look at what's his face, Carlson and Marshall.
Oh, Carlson. Marshall's
look at these
stud.
guys that
no Marshall. He had a 30-goal year before. Maybe
Florida's, he was on the same stuff.
No,
maybe it's all in Vegas.
No, okay, everyone just stop listening right now. Pause it. We're gonna clean this up. We're gonna bring it back. You can't start making accusations.
It's not an accusation.
People. You were like, maybe he's doing that. That's called maybe. An accusation.
Maybe. I didn't say he's fucking doing it.
All right. Well, anyways, Nate Schmidt fucking killed me for the first 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's funny.
But based on website Left Wing Lock that I use frequently, Schmidt played about 20.9% of his ice with Brady McNabb last season. Do you think there'll be any repercussions there? Like McNabb had his best fantasy year last year in the last 4 years.
But where was it? Where were they bottom pairing?
No, they were
playing, or they were up.
No, they were up. They're like fuck Schmidt.
You know what? I always thought McNabb was decent.
I liked McNabb,
and I think I got him from you for a stupid price because I thought the guy had potential to do it. I ended up trading him anyway.
Trade rape.
Yeah, probably. McKinnon, Lucic. That's all. The only argument I need.
Easy. Well, you know what? We'll have to do. We could do a whole episode on the trades that you and I have made with each other through the last 5 years.
Actually, there was one, and I remember. And it was Nicholas Backstrom. And you sent me.
I got him.
You got him from me.
Yeah.
Do you remember who you gave me?
No, but it was worth it.
Brad Marchand. A pick. I don't remember the pick. Oh no, it was Brad Marchand.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Juicy Jokinen.
Right. Take him.
And
Juicy
Slater Cuckoo.
Fuck, Cuckoo hasn't panned out.
But Marchand.
Marchand's a stud.
Exactly. So it's stud for stud. So it didn't at the time, you were like, oh, why'd you do that? Why would you trade me back? It's so stupid. But now you look at it, and it's like, oh, it's actually pretty good.
Is that how I sounded?
Yeah.
How many cups do you have? Because I know that I've won.
You have one.
I have one cup.
You have one.
Yeah.
And one first round exit.
And I have
another
a final
third
appearance.
Round finish.
And I final.
I went to the finals. If you had to listen to me in that final, you would have 2 cups, but you didn't. I said, play your fucking shitty backup goalies because they actually played that day, and your other guys didn't, and you lost because of your goaltending
I didn't
cats.
lose because of that.
Yes, you did. Go look it up.
I'm not looking it up.
Well, I'll look it up and fucking text you.
Back on the rails. Nate Schmidt played 22-14 of ice last year. He led the team and Braden McNabb was right behind him with 20. And then they has Shea Theodore signed? I don't think so. I think he's still without a contract, which is kind of good leverage for him with the whole Nate Schmidt thing.
Yeah.
I also have Colin Miller on my team, who's a stud. But I honestly kind of think a lot of the Golden Knights will kind of go down a little bit. So depends on what kind of league you're in. If you have Schmidt and you're in a head-to-head league, just hang on to him. You don't need him right now. It'll all work itself out in the wash, unless you can get amazing value back. But don't fucking trade him for
the amazing value you paid to get him.
What I don't even remember.
I don't remember, but I thought it was stupid.
It was a good deal for me
at the time.
It
secured your third place finish.
Jesus.
I'm just going to keep slamming that down your throat.
All right, well, sticking with Vegas here, we got a couple other people went to the Golden Knights this year. You got Paul Stastny and your boy Patches from the Habs is now a Golden Knight.
Unfortunately, you know what? I think Patches gets a bump. He's going to be...
Oh, he's going to be a beast.
Yeah.
And
he's not going to... Well, you know what? Unless he still has a stupid, whiny little bitch attitude, then... You never know. Fucking can't stand those Habs.
Listen to these goal totals, okay? This is since 2013. You got 39, 37, 30, 35, 17. Pacioretty's goals over the last 5 years.
Okay.
So
what are you asking me? What is
no? I'm not. I'm not asking anything. I'm telling you, he's going to go back up to the 30s.
He should.
He should.
He should.
Yeah. But yeah, just based on history, that's the way. And like fucking Montreal still is, in my opinion, a fucking dumpster fire.
Oh,
like,
they're horrible.
Is,
they're horrible.
and it's not just the team and the fact that we're Leaf fans and we fucking hate the Habs in the Sens. You guys can all choke on a dick. But like it's actually bad there, and like fuck. Well, we haven't even gotten into Ottawa yet, but
I think they should just honestly take Montreal and Ottawa and put them in their own little fucking league. Leave them over there.
No,
so
I
fucking
like
fight each other.
No,
fight, or you know what? Join forces and then become Quebec.
It's like having SEALs and Scouts in the league.
Yeah,
you need those type of teams that you can.
Yeah,
shit
they're like
on.
the whipping boys that you can trade rape the one good player they have, like Pacioretty going to Vegas.
Exactly. Well, we have
Duchesne sitting over there in Ottawa. Maybe somebody can.
I feel bad for him, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking couldn't get out of Colorado. Finally gets out of Colorado. Can't get out of Ottawa.
Worst place. Oh man,
you poor bastard. Yeah. But yeah, like back to Pacioretty. Like he's definitely gonna rise in the goal category. So if you can nab him from a GM who's a donkey.
Yeah, I gotta let some of that Habs stink wear off of him first before I even make an offer.
Yeah, because all the boys, you'll get Barons all over you about that.
Yeah,
and the Habs, unfortunately he's a Habs fan. Go figure. But yeah, if you can get him, he's a steal, especially with a left winger, right? Like left wingers are kind of hard to come by when you can get a good one getting 30. And Stastny, like hockey wise, I think he's an awesome number 2 center. Fantasy wise, he's definitely not really my first choice. Like he's not.
Thrasher was trying to trade him to me for 3 years. I think I traded him to Thrasher.
Right.
Honestly.
Well, he's what? He's $6.5 million. He's going to get you between 15 and 20 goals, 35 to 40 assists. His shot totals are meh. Doesn't get any of the dirty stats.
He wins draws though, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. His power play points aren't great.
He's not worth his cap hit, is what you're saying.
No, he's not. You're right. He's solid in the dot. He's going to get you 18 plus minutes, but it depends. Like a lot of leagues don't have face-offs or time of ice, so it's like, if you don't have those, like let's put it this way. Here's a list of guys that I would want on my team before you're going to draft Paul Stastny. Okay, I take Bukestad.
Really?
Yep. Take Nick Foligno. Take Boone Jenner. T.J. Miller. Tyler Johnson. Derek Stepan. Mikhail Backlund.
Take Backlund over him?
Our boy Kadri.
Ugh.
Thomas,
well, you know what, Kadri? Yeah, okay, fine.
Thomas Hurdle. Tomesh. Adam Henrique. Mikhail Granlund. Guys like that. All those guys I would take before Paul Stastny in your draft this year.
Well, and even like in terms of cap hit plus age.
Yeah, well, that's
like
just
everything, right?
All of these guys have a lower cap.
And they probably have more dirty stats too.
And yeah, overall they produce better numbers across the board. Mm-hmm. But, some of them aren't big names like Paul Stastny and the big trade. He's going to Vegas. Stay away from him. Let a different donkey pick him up. And then with Patches going to Vegas, you have a couple other people going the other way. Mm-hmm. You got Tomas Tatar going to Montreal.
Who was a healthy scratch in the playoffs.
Yeah. But you know what? I think he's going to turn around.
What is he? 20, 25 goals.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's great. That's all.
But he's got to get the ice time too, right? You're not going to get that out of him on the third or fourth line.
Well, I was reading on Roto World the other day that he's looking to play left wing with Drouin and Gallagher, which could be a dynamite line.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm not sure. I haven't really been watching their preseason games. I don't know
because it's fucking Montreal and nobody cares.
Exactly. But at the same time, fantasy-wise, I like to kind of dip in on these guys. It's like after that first line in Montreal, it's like you got Domi, you got Deneau, and Byron as your second line, maybe.
Byron, yeah, he just signed his extension today too.
Yeah, he did. Woof.
Yeah. Paul Byron,
second line winger. Yeah, you got like, and I'd like to know, but as like your third or fourth guy,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like on a good team, like he would fit in great. He'd fit in great as our fourth line center,
Well,
right?
because he's not going to play.
No. But
That's the thing.
he would be amazing on our team as on the Leafs as a
Yeah.
fourth line center. But he's the Habs second line center. Like
That's how bad the Habs are.
That's troubling, buddy.
But you know what? And that's where the Leafs were. Like if you were 3 or 4 years ago, you're looking at the team going, "Wow, we have Phil Kessel, and that's it."
Right.
Like that's what it was.
No, I know.
So now the Habs don't even have
that.
They got Drouin.
Well, they
Like, is that it? Like what's
Gallagher?
Gallagher? Okay, Gallagher. But I mean, like
probably their best player.
yeah. But I mean, still, like, what are they going to do? Play 25 minutes a night?
They're not
Stick
going to
back
do.
there.
They're not going to do much, man. But
Yeah.
all they can do is hope that Kakiniemi comes through, that Suzuki
Yeah.
comes through. I like Noel Juleson. I think he's going to be a good NHL player. I don't know how much it's going to translate into the fantasy game, but
Yeah.
I like them for that. But you know, and kind of sticking with Tatar in the trade, it's like, you know, at 5.3, if you're in a cap league, I'd stay far away from him.
Yeah.
But if you're in a non-cap league and it's deep, I'd take a flyer on him. What about all of the shit that happened between Calgary and Carolina? They made a couple of deals.
Yeah.
Even got Billy Peters heading to Calgary. I fucking love Bill Peters. I think he's going to make a difference in Calgary. I think he's going to make a big difference. But also Calgary got the real deal from Whippy, Ontario, James Neal, our boy.
Yeah,
James. Who we don't actually know. He's not actually.
Nah, he again like James Neal. You know what you're gonna get. 25, 30 goals if he's on the top power play unit. If he's, and the thing with James Neal, like that guy used to be, he was more would get dirty stats too. He would get the hits. Right now he doesn't really get the hits. Well, which kind of was like that's the one thing I look at when I'm trying to, if I'm gonna go trade for a player, and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I start with ice time, and then you look at the dirty stats here. If you get 100 plus hits, and then if you're scoring and you're doing all that stuff, then that's the type of guy I want.
Right.
I don't want just goals,
right,
or just assists or whatever. So yeah, I think like James Neal, like going to Calgary now, like if he plays with like Monahan or something, like.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like if he can get up playing that first line with Monahan and Goudreau, which isn't a lock, Lindholm could end up there, which we'll talk about him in a second. He could, whoever I think gets on that line will kind of have a bump. Now last year, Neal was getting second line minutes. He was getting second line PP unit. Like he wasn't on the top unit. And his numbers overall weren't great. And he's, like you said, he's not gonna get you the dirty stats, and he needs to stay healthy. But if he can get on that top line, or if he can create some type of chemistry with Backlund and Tkachuk on that second line,
I forgot about Tkachuk over there too.
Yeah, man. Like they can have their own little thing too. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I think he's going to do as good or better. So I don't think he's going to have too much of a dip.
He's consistent. He's going to be the consistent 25, 30 goal man. Like that's what it is.
Yeah, like I think 25 goals, 50 points.
Yeah. And he's at what, 5 million? 5.5? I don't remember his cap hit
around there.
But it's for what he's going to do, that's in today's NHL, that's a reasonable price.
Right.
Right.
And you know what I'm really curious about? This is going to be a big one. Who gets Dougie Hamilton's spot on the first unit power play?
Hannafin.
On the point. Who?
Hannafin
on the point? I don't know. I don't see him as a
why not
as a PP guy because I don't see.
How are you gonna? Where was he drafted?
Who, Hannafin? He's fifth, right after Mitchie.
Was he fifth?
Which I actually had. I had him in my mock draft going to the Leafs. And I'm glad.
Well,
I'm glad we took Marner.
Oh, so am I too. But
I mean, at the time, like if I was the quote unquote GM of the Leafs,
you would have taken Hannafin.
I was taking Hannafin, and I was also taking Nick Ehlers over Willie Nylander. So
I would probably agree with that one.
Yeah, that's just that's just the notes that I had. But Noah Hannafin, 7 power play points, and he's not Dougie Hamilton. Like not even close. Like anybody, Calgary fans, if we end up reaching as far as Calgary, you're not getting Dougie Hamilton back there. Noah Hannafin's good. He's not Dougie Hamilton.
But he's also still young. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not even there yet. So I mean, give that kid, give him. You know, he signed his deal. Give him a couple years, and he should be good.
Right. Well, the only thing I was just kind of thinking about is like, is that something that Neil can snipe? Is that something whether you could put him over on one side because Giordano's going to play on one side?
Yeah.
Can you get a Neil out there too to play with the other boys, Kachuk and Monahan and Goudreau?
Yeah, I mean,
or
like
does
you
TJ Brody go back there? Somebody's going to get a bump.
if he's playing, because you have concussion symptoms now anyway. Brody
is he hurt right
Brody,
now?
yeah, he's got a concussion or something.
Oh, okay.
That's why in our league we were trying to get traded. Nobody would trade for him, and then of course Seals went and traded for him because he's a numbnuts.
But all I'm saying,
TJ Brody's available. I'll take him.
Somebody's getting a bump, and to me, it's either going to be Neil, Lindholm, or Brody on that power play. So we'll see. And then I guess kind of sticking with Lindholm, he played in the top 6 last year with Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the first power play unit, and he had an average season fantasy wise. So we'll see if he can get on that top spot. Like, is he going to get second line minutes, second PP unit? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see him having the same type of shot, but I'd like to see him get 20 and 60.
Yeah. Possible.
Yeah, I think that's possible. We'll see. I don't know this is just from articles I've read and interviews that I've heard, but that Billy Peters wasn't a huge Lindholm guy.
Right.
So we'll see if he, I don't, and maybe that's just fucking all hearsay.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, I'm not sure if they're always on the same page. So I'm interested to see how Peters uses them in Calgary. Maybe it can be a fresh start, if anything. But we'll see how that one goes. And you got Dougie Hanifin. You got Noah Hanifin coming in,
like a hybrid of the two. There you go.
Again, like I said, there's he's definitely not Dougie Hamilton. He's not going to put up the points like him. But apparently, Hanifin isn't into museums, so he's might fit into the team a little bit better over there. And you got to think that the Carolina is also another team that is just fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And their goaltending is a fucking dog's breakfast. Their center ice sucks. I don't know, like last year he was a -20, Hanifin. So you got to think that's going to come up a little bit.
It should come up.
Yeah, fucking better come up.
At least
right?
even.
Yeah. But like, I don't think that he's going to be like fucking a huge fantasy stud or anything like that.
No.
But I think he's going to be better. But if you have like you got a deep league and you got to keep those young guys, I'd definitely keep them on your team. I wouldn't get rid of them, but I wouldn't be fucking like trying to go out and gotta get them either, right?
Yeah.
So I got to kind of see there. So, but then on the flip side of that, we got Dougie Hamilton and Michael Ferland going to Carolina. And let's not forget about Adam Fox, who could come in and step in at some point.
Adam Fox.
Do you know Adam Fox?
I'm thinking, I was thinking.
Michael J?
Nope, I was thinking Dane Fox.
Oh, okay. Even worse.
The super bust Dane Fox.
Even worse. No, Adam Fox is the American kid, played on the World Juniors.
He was a first-round pick, wasn't he?
Third round pick.
Third round.
Yeah.
Who the hell's
the Calgary.
Okay.
I've always liked this guy. I actually, it's funny, for like the first couple of years of our fantasy hockey draft, the Nords, he works in TV. He's a camera guy. He's always traveling all over the place. So he's always sending me a list of players, and then he's like, after this list, fucking draft whoever you want for me. So, he was up. I'm the commish. I was drafting for him, and so I grabbed Adam Fox from him, and he was like, who the fuck's that? And I was like, trust me. I'm like, he's good. He's good. And so, yeah, I'm curious to see what he's going to do. And I was listening to NHL.com the other day, and they were saying that the Carolina Brass was just talking about how they were too easy to play against last year, and they wanted a little grit.
Right.
So they, in that trade, they said Ferland had to be part of it.
Yeah.
So, you got to think with that, he's going to get every opportunity to go out there and try to succeed. And I don't think you're going to have any worries about Dougie Hamilton putting up numbers. Everything's going to go through him on the power play. I think he's going to be a stud back there.
Yeah.
Nice drop in.
Thanks.
You getting tired over there, buddy?
No,
You look like you're fading on me. You got to take a dump?
I gotta go take a piss.
You got to take a dump.
No, I don't take a dump.
All right, well, fucking hold it over there. Pinch it, would you? Galchenyuk to Arizona.
Another fucking Hab. Another Hab getting traded.
I think he's going to do awesome there, man.
I think he's well, right away he's a top line player.
Right.
So he's, his plus minus is going to suck, but it was going to suck anyway because he was a Hab. It's still going to suck.
I think he's in a better spot for sure.
He'll be better. He'll be happier there. He's not going to flip off the fucking fans like he did last year, giving everyone the finger when he couldn't, what did he do? Score for 1 goal in like 20 games. So he just had to give everyone the finger. Like, to your home fans.
That makes me his number 1 fan.
Yeah, it was actually, you know what?
Who's
have fans too?
Who's gonna have a better season, Domi or Galchenyuk?
Galchenyuk, easy. I don't even see Domi as like being an elite player. Like he can be middle 6.
Yeah.
But like Galchenyuk's he's bona fide top 6, and in Arizona he's top 3.
What do you think about that punch to the face to Ekblad from Domi?
I didn't even see it, but that's what got him suspended.
Yeah, got him suspended.
Yeah, that was.
It was they were jostling, and Domi was trying to instigate, and he was kind of giving him a couple glove shots to the face, and Ekblad and didn't engage. He wasn't even looking. Everyone's gloves were still on. The refs were between them.
Did he do like his old man and fucking just drop the one mitt and pound him?
Yeah.
Dude, he did like Domi did to Ulf Samuelsson.
I watched this GIF. I don't know who Ty did this to.
It was Ulf Samuelsson.
Was it Ulf?
I'm pretty sure.
Fuck.
They just fucking dummied him.
They put them. Yeah.
The greatest thing I've ever seen.
They put both GIFs, both punches side by side. Were they connected at the exact same time in the GIF?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the exact same.
It was the exact same.
Perfect.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much.
Like father, like son. What are you gonna do?
Speaking of Ty Domi, I'm working on this show right now, and our camera guy used to play competitive hockey, and he was telling me the story while we were on set, and he used to play. He got invited to this. I think he said it was out in like near Port Hope or Coburg area. And he got invited to this thing. He was about 17, this like elite hockey camp. And they had his coach for the camp was Ron Francis. Came out and was his coach. It was pretty cool. So he's out there and they're scrimmaging and they're practicing with a bunch of guys. And Ron Francis leans over to my buddy Cam, who is a big guy, but again, 17. Go over and see that guy over there? Go pick on him. So he's like, all right. And Cam was a fighter. So he went over and just started laying into this guy, cross-checking him, sticking him. Guy turns around. They drop the mitts. This is a 21-year-old Ty Domi at this camp. He said he started just chucking him with Domi, and he said Domi just fucking filled him in.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, well,
I saw Domi when he played for the Petes, and he fucking went nuts.
And Cam, he didn't know who the fuck this guy was at the time. He's 17, Domi's 21.
Yeah.
Right? You got Ronnie Francis fucking throwing him to the wolves.
Tells you to go do it, you do it.
You piece of shit. So he did it. And he said that he just got fucking dummied. And he said they went out again. They had, I don't know if it was like the next day or if it was the same game. Maybe we'll have Cam come on sometime and tell the story. But yeah, he fucking went back up to him and said, "Let's do this," and fucking challenged Domi again.
Wow!
And fought him again,
and then got dummied.
And got dummied again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But fuck, man, like, hey, good for him.
Yeah, so he might be perfect for the show then if he's a hockey dummy.
What's that?
He might be perfect for the show then if he's a hockey dummy.
Yeah. No, I know. I don't know, man. He told me that the other day, and I was like, "Fuck, that's crazy."
That's
man.
a good story, though. Hey, I got beat up by Ty Domi. I mean,
Twice.
You can get the shit kicked out of you by a lot worse people than that.
Sure, I'm sure I have. I remember, dude. I remember in college. The last thing I remember is just getting like just launched out of this bar.
Do you remember what her name was?
No. I just got launched out of this bar, and I woke up the next morning and went to the bathroom, and I literally had the Nike swoosh imprinted on my forehead.
Wow, from a headbutt?
No, yeah, from a headbutt. From getting tossed out and getting kicked in the forehead.
Wow.
Like as hard as I could from the guy's bottom of his shoe.
Could have been on his hat and he headbutted you.
Yeah, mate. I don't know. I don't even remember.
Hey, you don't
man.
remember?
Yeah, this was I would say about 16 years ago, and yeah, I still remember waking up with that Nike swoosh in my forehead.
That's a good welt.
Yeah, it was a welt, buddy. It was a welt. But we had let's see what else we have here. We got Buffalo, man. Buffalo made some
Buffalo.
Dude, they look good.
They look good every year. They draft Eichel. Whoa, they look good. What is with Buffalo, and they just absolutely stink every year. Like they go and they had Ryan O'Reilly, best faceoff man in the league. He's gonna put up 50 or 60 points. They had Sam Reinhart,
who looked great last night.
Last night's
second half of the season.
Last year.
It's coming over into this season.
Yeah, well, you know what? They just, for whatever reason, they can't seem to. I don't know if it's a coaching thing or what over there, but they have the pieces like
Phil Housley.
They should be a defensive stalwart of a team.
Well, he wasn't a defensive. He was.
That's true. He was more.
He was go.
He was the offensive guy. Yeah.
Dolan will love him.
But I mean, they have a great core of young, great players.
Let's add in Tage Thompson.
Yeah.
And Jeff Skinner.
Yeah.
And Connor Sheary. And Patrick Berglund.
Well,
and Sobokna.
Okay,
and you got Dolan coming in. And you got Middlestat coming in. Dude, I'm telling you, everyone keeps talking about Florida, and I know Florida's going to be good. Barkov's a beast. I love Borgstrom coming in. They got Hoffman coming in, who I think Q's going to get a Hoffman Sharks jersey for his quick stint in San Jose.
What was it, like 3 hours?
Yeah. But, that's a... Dude, I'm telling you, I like everyone keeps saying Florida's going to win. Florida's going to make the playoffs or push for the playoffs. They're going to be battling with Buffalo. Like I like the top three of Boston, Tampa, Toronto making the playoffs. Don't be surprised if you see a Buffalo and Florida trying to push their way in there. That's my 2 cents. We'll see if they gel, but man, I like them. I like what I see. Over there.
Well, that's the thing. Like you have a great collection of players, but for whatever reason, they've been shit.
Right.
Like they've been crap. And I mean, and then you get a guy like Eichel going in and ripping on everybody and being a fucking dick. And he's what, 20? I don't give a shit if he's the.
Why is he being a dick?
He's just, if he calls out, he's gonna call out his teammates and his coaches and everything in the fucking media. Like, give me a break. You can't really do that shit, right?
Eichel is a beast. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I actually tried to get him from Seals, I offered him. I don't even remember what I offered. It was obscene, and he just said no. No explanation. Just says no.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. Okay.
You're gonna get Eichel from Seals?
No.
You can't afford him because he's $10 million.
No, I can't afford him. No, I'm a cap team. I think my highest paid player is Evander Kane and Tuukka Rask at 7. Everybody else makes under 7.
Mine's Tavares at $11 million.
Yeah, and then next year you'll have.
Next year I'm screwed. Next year
Matthews
I got to do
at 11.
I'm going to dump everything next year.
Well, okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Patrick Berglund will have a better year, fantasy wise. Skinner will have a better year. Okposo will have a better year. Reinhart will have a better year. All of these guys, and I think Eichel will have a better year too. And Ristolinen's a beast.
Yeah.
With all of these players having better years, Buffalo's going to be good.
They they should be.
And in terms of like fantasy wise, drafting wise, trying to get these players, the only high end guys that I would really go for, and it all depends on your stats that you're going for, but Eichel's gonna get 35.
20 goals.
No. He's going to get 35 plus. I think he's going to.
He should. I mean, he honestly should.
Yeah.
But I mean, for if whatever reason they haven't put it together. So maybe maybe they do it this year. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, you got to be shit for a while to kind of build up your young talent. Like look what the Leafs did, right?
Leafs are sick.
Matthews, Nylander, Marner, and I'll even put Kadri in there because he's great fucking trade bait.
He's great
for a
I'm
D.
gonna edit that where you're just like
They fucking better.
he's
not.
fucking great. Cut. Well, what
Fuck that guy.
about Florida? Mike Hoffman. Obviously, he's leaving Ottawa. They're a bag of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no point of even talking about Ottawa. Don't take anyone from Ottawa.
No, don't bother. No.
There's
nobody who. But who? Even if you were gonna
Mark
if
Stone.
you had to pick
Mark
one guy,
Stone's-
you'd pick Mark Stone.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What about Duchesne?
I'm not a huge Duchesne guy.
Maybe they'll trade him.
They probably should, but man,
They should trade everybody.
They should trade
and
everyone.
the Habs should trade everybody that they can.
Yeah.
Trade everyone. Trade fucking Carey Price is what they should do.
Mike Hoffman, 22 goals last year. He's gonna be playing in the top six. He's gonna probably be playing with Vinny Trocheck.
Yeah, that's the one guy I like, but I regret trading away.
I love Trocheck. He's gonna be awesome. I think he's gonna have a better fantasy year this year. You know how much more? I don't know. Like Huberdeau had 27 and 42 last year, and Hoffman had 22 and 34. You know, is it going to be more like that?
I think it's probably going to be close. Like I know that like all those guys, like aside from like Barkov, like you look at, they don't seem like they're the elite level. You know what I mean? Like
Barkov is.
No, but that's what I mean. Aside from him.
Oh, sorry.
Aside from him.
I like Vinny Trocheck.
I like Trocheck too, he's more like
he's a top number 2 center, man.
He's like, but he's not the elite. You know what I mean? Like he's not number one.
He would be in Montreal.
Well, anybody would be. Fuck, I would be. You would be. Fuck, we could like go and revamp their whole D there, just the two of us.
Right.
They're awful. I'll even strap on the pads and take over for Carey Price because he can't stop shit either.
Well, you know what? The way that
I hope Barons listens to
the
this
way
at some point.
Florida, the way Florida runs their top lines too. Mike Hoffman, even though he had 18 plus minutes last year, he's probably going to get more ice.
Yeah.
And he's going to get you 250 shots. I think he's going to get you 25 plus goals. His plus minus, he was a -20 last year. I think he's going to do better than that. And
as soon as you leave Ottawa or Montreal, your plus minus automatically goes up no matter what.
Yeah. Well, and I'd like to see him if he gets on that top power play unit. We'll see. Because he had 21 power play points last year. So you don't want to have too much of a dip off that. And he doesn't hit. He doesn't block shots. So, we'll see what kind of happens there. But I think he's going to have a better year than last year. But I don't think you have to go crazy to try to go get Mike Hoffman or anything like that. No. Only a few more before we wrap it up. We have the Blues making their big moves, getting your boy O'Reilly, the 60% man.
Yeah.
Our old boy in blue, Bozak. And you got Perron going back to St. Louis for like the 18th time.
Yeah.
And Patty Maroon signing in on the cheap, man. I think that's a great deal.
You know what? They improved. They improved a lot. Where does Bozak slot in on that team?
Third line center.
Third line center?
Yep.
He's not going to be number 2?
Nope.
You don't think so?
I do
what
not
about power
think so.
play? He was kind of like
unit.
what's that?
Second unit.
Yeah.
Because the first line is Shen. O'Reilly's their second line center.
On the power play though?
Oh, on the power play? No.
That's what I'm thinking. Like if you got like Bozak was a lot on the first unit last year for Toronto.
O'Reilly could be like, you know what? I just kind of pulled up his stuff here. He had 23 power play points. It was Buffalo.
Well, because he was playing top minutes in Buffalo. Like, what's his average?
Just under 21 a night.
No, but power play minutes.
Oh, I don't
probably
have
2
his,
and change.
I don't
you
have
have it up.
play.
Okay.
No.
It's probably like 2 and change minimum a game, right? So he's playing. He's getting a lot of minutes. He's gonna, and if he's all he has to do is win a draw on the power play.
Yeah, and then
back to the point.
And then he goes to the net.
He's probably, if you check those, he's probably got mostly second assists.
That's okay.
If you really, which is fine. I mean, it's whatever.
But yeah, that's hey, he can be your net front presence.
Yeah.
Right. And you got Tarasenko and Schwartz and Shen.
Tarasenko.
And you got
Pats.
Do you know
Pats right winger?
Alex Petriangelo, okay, just had triplets.
Oh Jesus!
I'd stay the fuck away from him. I have 4 kids at home.
Thanks for the tip, because I was actually trying to get him off Seals earlier.
Dude.
So yeah, I'll pass on
triplets. I have 4 kids at home. I could never be a professional athlete.
Wow.
Not the fact that I'm 5'7" and overweight. But
you could play on the Habs.
But yeah, I could probably make that.
You'd be their most mobile D.
Yeah, be me and Mete out there just circling around people. Fuck.
You could at least back up Carey Price. Anyway,
I don't like Perron. His numbers were really good last year. I don't know if it was like the whole.
It was the whole Vegas.
I don't know.
It was totally the Vegas thing.
I'm not a big.
I don't know what
Perron
the fuck
guy,
they did over there, but it was like all of a sudden all these guys have career years going to Vegas.
Dude, he 16 goals. He had 50 assists.
Yeah.
50. He had over 100 shots, over 15 power play points, over 100 hits. Like he had a good year, man.
Yeah, he was motivated, I guess.
Clearly. And that was only in 70 games. He had 50 assists in 70 games.
Wow.
But for whatever reason, I don't like him.
You've never liked him though. I even traded for him a few years ago, and you were like, "Oh,
yeah,
fuck
I've never liked him. I don't know what it is, but it's like their lines, like on their wing, like you got Maroon, Alexander Steen, you got Perron, and I'm not even getting into Schwartz and Tarasenko because they're on the top line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But you have those guys, can Kyrou and Thomas and Barba Boner do anything?
Barbershop.
Yeah.
No, he's crap. He's a bust.
Everybody had a Barba Boner for him when he came into the league.
For 5 minutes, and I traded him for a bag of pucks.
You had the 5-minute Barba Bone, but it's like I don't know, man. Like I don't see Perron making anything like a major contribution. Bosey's good in the dot.
He's good for 40, 50 points again, probably. At
yeah.
least. I mean, he's like he's a power play guy for whatever reason.
But I don't think he's going to get. He's not going to get a ton of power play minutes.
Well, wait and see what they do. Like you never know.
I think Patty Maroon has a better year. I think he's going to do decent.
Yeah, but wasn't he playing with McDavid?
No,
didn't he play with McDavid?
Not last year. He was in
New
New
Jersey.
Jersey
There last year.
No.
Like when he had his good year, when he scored like 25 goals. Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was in 2016, 2017. He got 27 grapes.
Right, and that was when he got traded from Anaheim. I don't even remember what.
Well, yeah, he played more than half the year in Edmonton, and he had 14 goals.
While he was in Edmonton?
Yeah. And then he had 3 when he went to New Jersey.
Ooh. Yeah.
So maybe I'm gonna backpedal a little on the old Patty. But just with his overall numbers, I don't think he can do much worse than what he did last year. Like I would like to think that he's going to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right, I have 2 more topics I want to bring up with you before we get out of here. I'll save the big one for last. So I'm going to start off with Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk comes back. 30. Can he hit 30?
I think it's a bit of a stretch. My top maximum, if you want me to hard cap it, I'm going to go with 28 goals.
28 goals.
28 goals.
Hard cap.
44 assists, if you want to put an actual number on it.
28 and 44. That's pretty specific.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good season.
Yeah, it's good. It's not a Kovalchuk season, but it's a solid top 6.
And that's that's him playing with Kopitar and Toffoli on top line potentially.
Yeah. And this is also him at age 35, not 28 or whatever the hell his last year was here.
I know, yeah, he's 35, but at the same time, man, like shit. And I know it's preseason, but man, did he ever look good in the highlights the other night, scoring a dandy.
Dandy.
Fucking Jack Dandy.
Yeah, I'm sure the guy can still play. I mean, 35 years old. I mean, it's old by professional athlete standards, but it's not really old. If the guy's in shape and he can play, then he's going to be good. He's going to be like, like Radulov. But I mean, Radulov is younger,
Right.
much younger. What is he, 4 or 5 years younger? But still, same type of stats. I'm thinking.
Well, I'm curious to see if he can come in and sustain it for the entire season.
Right.
Like, is he going to be one of those guys that gets off to a hot start and then just kind of fades away? I don't know.
Decides to go back to the KHL.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Fuck this. I'm out of here.
Sign a 12-year
Again?
deal and then fuck off.
Asshole.
Well, I think I honestly think in terms of like fantasy value for people, like, man, can Kopitar do that again? Like, he was an absolute beast. Like,
he seems to go on and off, though. If you look at it over the course of his years and his stats, it's like he has a great season, then a mediocre season, which would still be a good season for a regular player.
Right.
But it's like elite, then
good,
then elite, then
Right.
good. He seems to do that.
Well, I think the biggest fall has got to be Dustin Brown. Like, I don't see him having the season that he had last year. Like,
and that's exactly why I traded him.
Again, he was like another guy who was pretty much fucking elite last year.
Yeah.
Like, anybody, everybody wanted him on their team, and I don't see it this year, man. Especially with Kovalchuk coming in, he's gonna, and that's why you came third, right?
Second.
So okay, well you're saying 28. I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say
You're
over.
gonna go over the over under. We'll set at 28.
Well, do you or 28.5?
Well, 20. Sure, whatever.
Okay,
but
28.5.
Yeah. So as long as it's fair enough.
All right.
Okay.
Pint a pound.
He's gonna fucking 29 goals is when it's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen, and then you're gonna win by fucking 0.5, just because you're saying over.
Pint a pound.
Pint a pound. What was the other pint a pound bet we already made?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go
You should go back and look at it.
I don't know.
I don't remember what we bet
I'm gonna have
on.
to start writing this shit down.
Shit, I don't even remember.
But it's probably something I'll win.
Yeah.
Probably. And the
not.
biggie. Well, fucking, we started with the biggie, but the fucking next biggie is Carlson going to San Jose.
Yeah, that honestly should put them over the hump. I mean, I know the Leafs were favored to win the cup or whatever the stupid preseason odds were, but I mean, Jesus, you send a guy like Carlson now, that just adds another 70, 75 points to your back end, and you've already got Brett Burns sitting back there.
Yeah, but the Sens got Tierney back.
So,
joking. Fucking poor
Tierney
bastards.
can get him 15 goals. Perfect.
Well,
Let's make up the other 60 points.
I like Josh Norris, and obviously they're going to get a lot.
You don't like Josh Norris because you traded him to me, so
Well,
I know you don't like him.
I do like him.
No, you don't.
You got to give to get.
No, you don't like him enough.
Well, fuck. No, I don't like him
You
enough.
like him better than your other shit show
I don't like
prospects.
him. I like getting Jonathan Quick more than having Josh Norris.
And you like finishing third better than you do second?
Anywho. It'll, clearly this trade is going to be, we're going to find it out more down the road.
Yeah, you can't, like, off the hop right now, like, San Jose did not do anything to their roster at all, and they're getting a stud.
Well, generally in fantasy hockey terms in our league, we measure the trade by how much cock the other guy took. And Pierre Dorian has cock coming out of his ears right now.
So he actually has more cock in him than Scouts. No, I'm lying. I think Scouts has more.
Who would you rather jerk off? Pierre Dorian or Marc Bergevin?
Neither.
You
pass.
No, there's no pass.
There's a pass. There's always a pass.
You either answer or it's both.
Okay, well, I'm going to go both. Same time.
Ski job. And the fantasy value relevant for Ottawa is everybody sucks.
Yeah, so it doesn't really. If anything, Tierney's going to be worse.
Like I pulled up. This is based on last season's stats. They have two skaters on Ottawa going into the season from last year had over 60 points, Fantrack points. So, all of our stats added up, they had two. Can you guess who those two players are?
Who's on their team again?
If I'd say it, there's only two good players.
Duchesne.
Yeah.
Stone.
Yeah. The next closest player was Mikhail Bodker,
Oh, Jesus.
who had his fan track total was 40.
Wow.
And the next best player was Tommy Shabbat at 34. Which is fucking...
Shabbat didn't even play hardly, did he? Or did he play the season there?
He played 63 games.
Okay. But he's a defenseman. That doesn't really count.
Yeah, but his, Shabbat's a great player. He's a fucking stud. He's going to be great. He's going to be the best defenseman in Ottawa. But those are shit fantasy numbers.
Yeah.
He's got shit fantasy numbers. Like, even Duchesne and Stone, 60 is not great. It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's not good. So I'm just looking at their squad, man. It's just like, man, woof is basically the best thing I can say. But then on the flip side of woof is San Jose. with Burnsy and Carlson.
Burns and Carlson, easily the top two. Now, okay, let's go top two offensive defensemen in the league. And then you got to throw Doughty in there, too, because I would, out of those three, who would you pick?
Fantasy-wise or NHL-wise?
Both.
Okay.
Without looking at your fucking stats in the computer.
No, well,
who would
that's
you
my
pick?
thing.
Well,
I would
pick.
I would take Doughty in the NHL.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantasy-wise, I would probably take Burns. That's just me. That's what I would take.
Yeah. I got Doughty. I got Doughty probably for both. Just because it's Drew Doughty.
Well, it's Drew Doughty. But yeah, no, I like that. But still, man, like the two of the top defensemen in the world, right? Like, we're talking about all world teams. Like, holy fuck, you could put those guys on there. If you had to pick between having Burns and Carlson or Niedermeyer and Pronger, who would you want if you had to have a D pair?
Honestly, if I'm trying to, if you're trying to win, and in a playoff setting, I'm going Pronger, Niedermeyer.
Pronger and anyone?
Pronger and anyone.
Pronger
and you. Fuck. Because Pronger
hat.
is just the guy's just a nutcase.
The best.
That's the guy I'm not. If I'm coming down the wing, I'm not scared of Carlson or I'm not scared of Burns. But if you see a guy like Pronger coming in, you're like, Jesus, I'm not going down that wing.
Burns is a big boy, but fucking Pronger he's just nasty.
But that was the thing. Like Pronger, that's what he wanted to do.
Burns
would rather score than take a guy's head off.
Where
Pronger's the other way around.
Hurt you
and
then
both.
score.
And he would do both. You're gonna fucking kill you, and then I'm gonna go score, and then I'm gonna celebrate over your fucking corpse.
The one of the best things I've ever heard in hockey, not that it's just that it's Pronger. Best thing I've heard about Pronger, but one of the best things I've ever heard about hockey is the fact that Pronger used to go into his NHL seasons with a budget for suspensions. He
was planning ahead.
He was
right?
planning to hurt you.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was planning it.
Well, at least he knew.
Yeah. So yeah,
I wonder if he over budgeted or under budgeted.
Knowing Prongs, he probably over budgeted.
Probably put half his paycheck away every week.
It's funny though. It's I think to myself in real world work, like non-professional athlete. If I told my wife that I was putting a budget aside to hurt people, she'd probably think I was fucking nuts.
Yeah. Or you were putting it aside so you could tell your boss to fuck off, and that way when you got fired, you had a little bit there.
Or putting it aside for hookers.
Yeah, that too. At least strippers.
Whatever. So yeah, and just in terms of fantasy wise, I think they're both going to be great. I think that they're going to just be feeding each other on the point. I think these guys are going to go high in drafts. And if you have them in your keeper leagues, don't fucking move them. I wouldn't move them, especially.
You know that Maroons has Burns on his team, so
he's on his trade block right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
going to move him.
Yeah, but you know what? Maroons should, because Maroons' team sucks.
Yeah, he sucks too, and his prices are fucking worse than yours.
Yeah, you can't trade with Maroons.
No, I did before.
I don't think he's ever made a trade.
I did before, and I gave him Blake Wheeler for 3 first-round picks.
Well, I'm just looking at the teams here, and I hate to say it, but you're one of the elite teams in our league.
I am the elite team.
You can never count out the Whale. You're not easy. Can't count out the Whale. Can't count out Quakers. You got the Champ, the Star Lord, Dallas Stars.
Star Lord.
Yeah, no, he keeps Star Lording everybody.
And brutal.
I thought I'd throw it out there from just because he's a
Star-Lord
champ.
wouldn't take fucking McKinnon for Stone.
He wouldn't take McKinnon for Stone, no. And myself, I think those are the top 5 teams in the league, as we have been for a while. You got Barons knocking on the door, but
No.
Didn't he just trade Carey Price for? He got like Panarin, Klingberg, and something else. Like it was a pretty good haul for.
It was good for a shitty Hab goalie, yeah. Making $11 million or whatever he's doing.
Well, we'll get into some of our off-season transactions in episode 2. We have a whole list of all the shit that we've been doing in our league and all the funny trades, and I think you and I even had a couple that we can get into.
McKinnon, Lucic.
No. Off-season. That trade's behind us. I don't even want to.
It's never going to be behind you. I'm going to rub it in your fucking face every day.
Well, and the plan was going into this this podcast that we would do a little Leafs Homer Hour, which basically half the podcast kind of turned into Leaf Homer Hour. So we'll see how that kind of goes. But your Boy Scouts and I, your boy.
He's not my boy. He's fucking brutal.
I've been wanting to do this for a couple seasons now, but finally we are proud season ticket holders of the Oshawa Generals, as this is the area that we are in. We're going to be keeping an eye on the OHLers this season, be doing updates. I have some stuff to go over with you guys, but we've clearly ran way too long on this, so we'll get into that next week. And also just wanted to state that we here at the Fantasy Hockey Dummies are strong advocates for mental health awareness. It's something kind of near and dear to my heart. Mental health awareness means recognizing that mental illness is as real as any physical illness, and that's true. Like you just, if you or someone you know requires help, speak up and contact your doctor, contact a friend, someone you trust, and just know that you're not alone. And that you can speak up, you can tweet at us, and you can talk to us anytime. We will definitely be there for you. It's a big thing in our society, and we just need more people talking about it. So we're hoping that we can use this platform and make sure that the message continues. And actually, one thing, as I was kind of doing a little bit of research into this, I didn't realize that the big Movember cause is also involved with mental health and suicide prevention. I always thought it was just testicular and colon cancer awareness. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
And you even did, like, you were a part of, you did the...
I did one year, yeah, where I went clean shaven and then just kind of grew the mustache and I got the gears from everyone. They're like, why would you just leave the mustache?
Well,
I'm like, what are you doing?
I was talking to Mrs. Pats earlier, and she gave me the 411 that basically she made you sleep with the sheets over your head. Her words, not mine.
No,
her words.
She slept with the sheets over her head, so she didn't have to look at me.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, if you don't want to look at me, you cover your face.
Yeah, I might have to come live at your house for a month.
No, I don't think so. I
could go live there, and we could send your kids here, and she could deal with those for.
I might trade you
That's
for
a
the
good
kids.
deal
That's
for
not
a month.
bad.
That's not bad. That's like a
you, me
that's
on the
a Pat
couch.
Scouts deal right there.
That's a lopsided doozy right there, buddy. Holy shit! I don't know if Carol could handle both of us in the house. Though.
Yeah, no, she'd probably come here.
That would be trouble.
Yeah, she'd be over here. We could throw her in as a draft pick.
Well, because I asked you earlier if this might be something that you would do, and you said basically you look like a complete donkey, which is fine. But if I could talk you into somehow shaving off that ridiculous, disgusting thing you call a beard, would you come out and help us out with November? Like, say, between now, it's September 23rd, and puck drop is October 3rd at 7 o'clock for the Leafs. If we can get up to 100 subscribers between now and puck drop, you shave off that ridiculous beard, and you go mustache style with me for the month of November. All month. We're talking updates. We're talking tweet outs.
The whole month, eh? Holy Jesus.
The whole month of November, where we have to clean shave every day. We have to shave, except for the stash.
Yeah.
You look like you would have some type of like Magnum PI.
Yeah.
type get up.
Like Tom Selleck PI, not this
Right.
new nonsense they got going on now.
I may come across looking a little bit creepish.
Like Higgins from fucking Magnum PI.
Who's Higgins?
Did you even watch the show?
No. How the fuck would I watch that? I watch hockey, man. I don't have time for. I have 4 kids
You know
in
who
hockey.
Magnum PI is, and you don't know Higgins. Oh, Christ.
I know.
Anyways,
Higgins.
whatever you were just saying. Go.
All right, I'm saying 100 subscribers to the pod between now and puck drop on October 3rd at 7. We hit 100. You shave that disgusting thing, and you grow out the stash. Come on, say it.
Yes, fine.
Yes. And we'll have to circle back on. We got a Kovalchuk deal for pint and a pound.
I don't know what the other pint a pound was.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you can
We'll
find
figure it out.
Don't fucking you can let me listen to it too, because I don't want this. You fucking
Dude, you're not
doctoring
listening.
it.
You're not listening to shit until it's up. I'm gonna go home and make this into a fucking masterpiece.
yeah, and then yeah, okay, all right.
Well, the plan is to be dropping episodes Sundays. So the plan is that we're gonna get this one out there, and every other Sunday from now till the end of the season, we're gonna get another one going, and ending around the draft. We're just hockey fans like you guys, trying to get some fun content out there, and figured why the fuck not. So if you guys want to talk shop with us, or you guys want to get any input onto your league, or just even check in and see what's happening in our league and see how shitty Scouts is doing and how Pat's wheels are going to fall
There's
off.
daily updates for Scouts on how shitty he is.
Just tweet to us at Hockey Dummies. That's at Hockey HOCKEYDUMMIES at Hockey Dummies. So yeah, hit us up and we'll take her from there.